So I bought another one.
Yeah,
But I
fair.
got a long one so I can because it's behind me, I can reach to my desk with it.
Every power brick I've ever owned has always died on me. Without fail. I don't know what it is. If I do something to them that I'm not supposed to do. Yeah, but I'm like telling you, after 2 uses, it's just done.
Oh. I've had one for like 3 years and it still works good.
Mate, I had a really nice one. I was like, you know what? I'm buying cheap ones.
I put a lot of money into this one.
I bought cheap ones. I'm like, I'll get an expensive one. I got like an $80 one. I was like, all right, that's going to be it for sure. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to get me there. I swear to you, this was Pokemon Go era. I had 4 goes of it, and it was just, I wouldn't work after that. I just have the worst luck with fucking portable chargers.
The one I got was retailed for 100, but I got it when my grandparents owned the Retrovision in Maxwell.
Yeah, true.
So, like, I got a discount on it, family discount, and it's last me a good 3-4 years now. And I used it through the Pokemon Go era.
Yeah. You have a Pokemon Go era, Reaper?
I still play.
Recent.
Yeah, that's sick.
I played it today.
I wish I could get it into it again. I know you have spurts where I'll just be like, I'll see something happen, I'll be like, yeah, I gotta play that game.
Nah, I'm still on it, bro.
Yeah, true. Sick.
I'll try to pick it back up again. I just don't have the time. I used to play it at work and then I took on a lot of extra responsibilities.
Yeah.
Level 32, still grinding to that level 50 mark.
It's 50 the max level now. Fucking 50,
50 max level.
It used to be 40. Actually, didn't it used to be 30 at some point?
Mate, getting to 40 is such a grind too.
Yeah.
What level were you, Benny?
Like 35 maybe.
Yeah. I stopped for about a solid 2 years.
Yeah.
In between. Kind of got off it, but then I got back into it.
Yeah.
And now I'm on a mad grind.
Yeah. Well, everybody, welcome to the IGL podcast, ladies and gentlemen. What a natural way to open this up. I feel like good, genuine conversation about Pokemon Go now. They didn't see that segue coming. They didn't see that segue coming. That was huge. I've been waiting to drop that. I was like, this is the perfect moment.
We weren't sure if you were ready yet.
Shit, yeah. How you doing tonight, boys?
Good.
Yeah.
Yourself, Benny?
I'm doing fine, Cookie. Actually, I want to know about your experience in DreamHack, man. Tell me more about your day.
So today I have been at DreamHack in Melbourne. Second time around that it's been. It was in September last year. It was here, and it was really fun back then as well. And they came back early this year, before the cold weather hits, which is nice, even though it got quite cold by the end of it tonight. But it was good. The game's good. I watched a lot of CSGO. One of the Aussie teams are out of groups and fucking already on a Sunday. The other team's got to fight through losers, but we'll be there to support them. Yeah. It was good. Some good moves. Got to play CS2, which was nice. Haven't had a chance to play that yet. But CS2 was good. Played it on net and then played it on a LAN environment, and the LAN felt really, really crisp. But so did the online. We played the online because there was so many kind of computers going on at once. The bandwidth was a little bit getting overworked, so it was pinging a little bit, but it was still the hit range was very clean and crisp, which was good. But on lane, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so crispy.
Can't wait to play it. I literally can't wait to play it, man.
But it was good. Watch some CS. Did a bit of a tour around. There was a cosplay show. Some of the cosplays are phenomenal. Shout out to them. They would have put a lot of time and effort into that. And some of them were really, really good. Some of them probably shouldn't give up the day jobs, but keep trying. And yeah, everybody around was really, really cool. Everybody was fucking hyped at it. It was sick. And then we're back tomorrow with the League of Legends Grand Final, so the LCO, which is the Aussie League of Legends one. They've got a show match, which is the LCO All-Stars first up against the TSM Academy team. Which, if anybody knows, LOL, TSM is one of the biggest North American League of Legends organizations since founding. And they brought their academy team over. I think it was their academy team or their main team, one of them. And they play the All-Stars tomorrow, so that should be good. And then after that, it goes straight into a best-of-5 grand final of Team Bliss versus Chiefs, which Chiefs is the powerhouse in Oz, and that should be good. That's basically on my list tomorrow, and then there'll be some CS in between games for that though for me for sure. And then Sunday will be the CS Grand Finals, so nice. should be sick.
Came for some CS this weekend. You can see it, bro. Did you want to get home and play CS?
No, I actually want to get home and play Valorant.
Valorant, yeah, fair enough.
I love watching CS, but I don't like playing it by myself.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to tell them that you got 3 free monsters, bro?
Yeah, so, for anybody that doesn't know,
Yeah.
DreamHack, sponsored by Monster, the DreamHack and ESL, who are in collaboration with each other, also in collaboration with Monster. So they've got this giant fucking Monster booth where they've got like these beanbags they can play games. They've got a streamer up on it, who I think the streamer at the time that I remember was, I think her name was Birdicus, who came big on YouTube, and then she switched to Twitch as well. And then they've got a barbershop, which is a little bit weird, but fuck it.
Fucking yeah. Most of it's do now. It's weird.
Even games. And then they have a giant fucking monster fridge. And I went in at open, so gates opened at 9, the expo area opened at 10. And I got there about 10:15, walked in, grabbed the monster, came back about 1:30, 2 o'clock, got a second one, and then as I was leaving at about 6:30, I grabbed the third one. And because fuck it, they got so many people walking through the door at once, then they wouldn't know who's who. So I'm buzzing.
He's buzzing.
That as well as 2 coffees on top of that. I'm buzzing and had the caffeine enough till next week.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking another coffee.
Another coffee, yeah. I had to have one too myself. I'm a bit flat this week. Reap, how's your week been?
Yeah, not bad.
Ben?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Been quiet on the old Discord.
Yeah, I've been a bit quiet. Got some wedding shit that I've got to be doing.
Fair.
But also went to the pub on Anzac Day.
How'd they go?
Actually, really good. It was so I didn't want to kind of go to the pub because I don't like. I think I had a chat with Cookie about it. I don't really like celebrating Anzac Day.
Due to circumstances.
For personal reasons as well as I feel it should be more remembering instead of celebrating the deaths sort of thing of the fallen soldiers. But yeah, watch the footy and crack a game of footy. Say the least.
Yeah, I feel like that is a good representation of Anzac Day. You know, I mean, a clash of 2 teams, you know, regardless of the circumstances. You know.
Yeah, and they went to war, those 2 teams. It looked very tight.
I was trying. I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to get a ticket to that game.
Yeah, really, I would have.
It was sold out in like an hour.
Yeah. It's always a good game. It's always a good game. It's always literally every year the Dragons and the Roosters have a cracker on Anzac Day.
Oh, that's right. You guys got a different game.
Yeah, we have the.
You're not talking about Roosters?
No, some of the AFL.
Wow.
But yeah,
wow. Wait, but shout out to footy. You guys did good on Anzac Day. Yeah. This guy. He used to live in New South Wales, I swear, bro.
I've been in Melbourne for 18 months. I'm already acclimatized, okay?
Fair enough.
What about you, Benny? How's your week been going? And what have you been up to?
Good, man, good. I don't know, I've been watching a lot of COD stuff. I've been trying to follow the Microsoft Activision deal. I've been trying to keep up on it. Yeah. The UK, they blocked the deal. Which is pretty bad right now because there's only I think 6 months left in the contract to get the details finalized and passed through. Otherwise, Microsoft and Activision will have to renegotiate. And they, I think I don't know if you guys are, but I'm a big supporter in the Microsoft deal. I think what Activision is doing with their own company is shit. They just need a breath of fresh air, especially all the allegations and stuff. I'm not going to get into it, man, but. This company's in dying need of a breath of fresh air. For its franchises and for its staff, I think.
Well, that's it. Like, there's so many big franchises underneath it.
Yeah. So,
which I feel like if Microsoft don't take over it, a lot of these franchises will be run into the ground.
Yeah, 100%. Guitar Hero, Skylanders, man. Yeah. Activision has a track record, bro. It's just it's us that have been keeping on the Call of Duty.
Skylanders is fun as fuck.
Sure, I'll take your word for it, bro.
I was a big Spyro kid. Skylanders was fun as fuck. Didn't like all the different fucking how it was almost like pay to win in a way.
Yeah.
But the actual game itself was fun.
But yeah, Cookie, this is a weird request midstream, but can you play this in Brave and stream it?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm worried, but
yeah, no, it's alright. Just way to break up the pod real quick, but
don't Cookie.
Just stream that. Yeah, stream. Put it in the bottom right here, bro.
I know Betty too well. just don't do it.
No,
put it in there.
We might be able to find something else.
No, put that in there. Put that in there. No, it's gotta be. We need gameplay. We need gameplay.
Yes. Major for grand final.
All right, boys. But talking about CDL, how do we go in the pick'ems? How'd you boys go?
No one wants to see what's going on. All right. Anyone want to pull theirs up first, or?
Nah, we'll just go with the leader, which we all know. I'm pretty sure is Benny at this point.
I am. What? I haven't checked the pickups. I swear, hey, I haven't checked pickups, bro.
No, you are by a long shot now. I think by like 13.
No way! What did I do? No way! That's crazy. Really?
Yeah. You're 7 points in front of Nut now.
Really?
And
What did I
you're
do?
14. You're 14 points away from me.
I can't find my pickums. I want to see how well I did.
You went 91 points this week, Benny.
Really? Oh,
91
geez.
for you, 90 for Nat.
Look how humble I'm being
85,
right now, but I
80,
expected it, bitch. I'm the best.
I was chalked in these ones.
Your run at the end was crazy.
Yeah, you know, well, I am the smartest Call of Duty man on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. IGL Zen, they call me, you know. I know what's going on in the fucking game. Anyway.
Do they call you that, or do you call yourself that?
No, they call me that. I have 100 subscribers, bro. Come on,
sure
that's
I've
what
never
they call
called you
me.
that. I'm pretty sure I never.
That's what your channel is called.
Yeah, down to pound. I think I've got down to pound 69 more times than I've got IGL Zen in my life. Let's be really honest. I think because Julian and me say each other's names so frequently, and Cookie, we met you through Berry, and we've always known you as Cookie, right? And same as you, Reed. You know, I've told you about your gamer days.
I've got people I've known for almost a decade that call me Cookie now.
Yeah, true. Now, me and Julian, we just say each other's names all the time. No one's going to go, oi, down, bro. Like, whoa, you can't say that, bro. Holy shit. But I'm trying to pull out my pick'ems here. Fucking, somebody please.
I've got the game plan, so I can't put it up. I've only got 2 screens.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Finally got him, bro.
Yeah, we'll just go through yours, Benny, as you're the leader.
I'll pause mine while you're sharing screen.
Right. We can go through all yours through here, man.
Go for gold.
Oh, I'm gonna go over it. I'm gonna fucking... Where is it? This one. Alright, fuck it. Alright, so... Optic over Breach. 3-1. So that's a bad pick to start. I didn't get that game correct, you know? Oh, this is what fuck. As soon as I seen this, I was like, Pick'em's chalked. Pick'em's chalked. This is such a shock to me, bro. I thought they were gonna scrape it 3-0. Oh, no.
It wasn't even fucking close.
Nah, it hurt. It hurt to watch, man. It hurt to watch.
Yeah.
Really had a big like, come on, Clayster, you can do it, like. And then my boys went down 3-1. I thought this was an omen. I was like, how do we lose Expo to the Minnesota Rocker, bro? No. I haven't even said it one time this podcast so far. I need to, you know, as Reaper said, I need to soak it in, you know, this week. Seattle Surge, I thought was definitely going to phase. How they looked in the like groups, like the stage, was you know, they trounced them, bro. It's not what I expected to see at all. Honestly, I expected to see a broken phase here. I don't know how you guys felt.
No, I was the same, 100%. I'll say it now, the way Surge performed this entire weekend was disappointing.
100%.
This is a phase appreciation podcast at the moment. Fuck phase. It's fuck phase forever, but they did a good job, man. They had a mad run through the lower bracket.
It proved a lot of people wrong, I think. In controversial circumstances, of course, as always.
I'd say because they had a pretty good run in the finals here. Was it? They had a pretty hard run. Really. Minnesota, they scraped. I don't know, they scraped through that game. Sorry, I'll go back. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. So I wanted Seattle to win, but obviously FaZe went over. Didn't expect that. I picked this game correct. Like shout out to man. This game I didn't expect this.
No.
You didn't expect this?
I don't think any of us actually picked Vegas to lose the first round.
No, I didn't expect Florida Mutant Ninjas to win a fucking map. I thought they were the worst team in the game, bro. And they beat, oh my goodness, bro. They beat Paris. Holy shit. Minnesota over London. I gave London way too much credit. I think we all did.
Oh yeah, I had London to win.
Yeah. FaZe over Gorillas, I picked 3-0. It was obviously Surge over Legion. This is what LAG. Sorry, my bad.
There was one reason Gorillas didn't fucking win that game.
Because
And it goes by the name of Pred.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Pred's a demon.
If it wasn't for Pred, they fucking lose that series.
I'm just saying, but let's move on to the next round. They had Pred in this series. What happened?
They lost fucking 3-0 if it wasn't for it. They took over 220 kills in 2 games.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Just for them to go home in the second fucking game.
Just to go top 8.
No wonder he was like, yeah, nah, fuck this. I'm on a flight back to Oz the next day.
Somebody get this man somehow, bro.
It makes fucking LeBron and the Cavs look like a fucking team player. But he's got to carry his fucking team.
I expected Legion to go over FaZe. Like, looking at it now, it's like, you're such a dumbass. Such a dumbass. And Subliners were the surprise team. I think Cookie actually picked that. Subliners going to make, could make a run. I think I was even roasting you for it.
No, I don't think so.
Somebody on this podcast did. And I'll give them their flowers.
I think I got Subliners doing a bit of a run, but dropping down from upper in the first round though.
Yeah, okay. I don't think it was the bracket. I think you said it. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, you just said Priest was your favorite player.
Were one of the top 4.
Yeah,
but I didn't actually expect him to get that close to top 4. I said it, but I didn't actually mean it.
All flowers to the UX Subliners, but that was a hot 3. This was a hot 3. I thought they were done after this, to be honest, but they made a little run. I expected LA to go over I expected LA to go over Surge, and LA went over FaZe.
I'm so glad those 2 teams didn't match up, Thieves and Surge, because that would have been a fucking whitewash.
Yeah. LAG over Optic. I picked this one. LAG. I'm messing up. Optic Texas versus LA Thieves.
That's big points.
Yeah, this was big points. This is almost the 7 points, boys. That's probably almost the 7 points. Oh, I got 4 points in this one too. I picked the wrong team, but I guess I picked the right team to win 3-0, which is that was a hot.
You got the score.
Oh, 3-0, and I missed this game, but yeah, looks like Subliners were like
in that one. Well, if you picked it right with FaZe losing, you would have picked that right.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
Because you had the run just from the wrong team in that first game.
Yeah. You're right. I'm just looking at it now. I'm like, oh, it's true. So Seattle, they got bopped out by. FaZe got bopped out by Texas. Man, it was too fucking easy. They made it in. That was a smoke show. Yeah, this was a DoorDash challenge, bro. Okay, now. And I got 4 points for 4-2. Actually, the team's in the right
grand final as
order.
well. You originally had that as 4-2, and you changed it to 4-3.
Did I?
No, that was me, bro.
Oh, that was you.
I had it 4-2.
I know one of you had it as 4-2, and then you changed it to 4-3.
Yeah.
I had it as 4-2, and then I changed it like an idiot.
I guess the bad juju's broken because I picked my team to win, and then they fucking won, ladies and LA Thieves, ladies and gentlemen. I've been telling everybody all year, and now we take everything, okay, boys, boys.
Mm-hmm.
And now we take everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You do know what the curse of the major winners so far is, right?
Didn't happen last year.
But it's happened for every major this year so far.
Yeah, but it didn't. It happened.
It happened. Made a grand final.
But it happened every event last year as well, and we made the fucking champ. We won fucking champs, baby.
Yeah, well, there's still another major to go before that champs comes around.
I want to say, oh shit! I squeaked out nap time here, 91 points. Fucking hell.
I wasn't as far behind as I thought.
You were up the top for a while there, Cook.
Yeah, I was leading going into champs. Going into major.
You start off hot here.
Who's this?
Rip.
You Rip.
Oh, I don't know.
3-1.
Yeah, I was never.
Yeah, that's right.
That.
That's fair enough.
Fuck.
I expected this as well.
I think we all did.
This was just reversed. It's only gone one or the other, eh? Toronto over Boston. That's exactly what happened. That's pretty good.
Mm,
Yeah, nobody predicted that. Oh yeah, Ravens. Yeah, Ravens going over.
I literally heard none of that, but yeah, yep.
Ravens went over. What you expecting Ravens to go over Rocker?
Yep.
I think I did the same.
There's a lot of Reds here now, Reeve.
Yeah, my elimination rounds were fucking horrid.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, you
Yeah.
win some to lose some, you know?
You can skip mine because it's just red the entire
Alright,
thing.
we can move on if you guys want.
Yep.
Your biggest upsets of the and biggest wins. I'm sorry.
I'll go first thing. I didn't do pickups. Upsets. Rocker over Surge is one. Secondly, do you want me to play that video again
Yeah,
for you?
please. Yeah. I was like, wait, what am I doing here?
I lost my train of thought. So Rocker over Surge, Florida over Legion, and there was another one. Can't remember. Yeah, they're the main ones that I remember. For upsets, what was the second part of the question?
No, one of my big wins, sorry, Cook, would have been
Wins.
also phase over subliners and the Beezy's 2 clutches. That was
What's
big.
that upset though?
No, not upset, big win.
Oh, I was just doing the upsets first.
Oh, fair.
Wins, I'd say FaZe showing up the entire weekend. Like they got smoked to get bumped out of the tournament, but they showed up prior to that match. And New York, props to them. They showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like there were outside of the two upsets, it wasn't. I wouldn't say there was very many upsets.
You really
Most
think
of
you
the-
think this was like straight through?
To a degree.
Yeah, true.
Like even the grand final with Thieves and Optic, like both teams were looking strong in the major. I'd say it was going in probably 60-40 to Optic, so I wouldn't say it's a major upset.
I
I'd
don't
say
think it
it's
was
still
major
like
upset either.
no. No, when I think major upset, I think like they've got like a 20% chance to win, and they won.
I think Vegas was a huge upset this week, obviously.
Yeah,
But I really think, in my opinion, the subliners outperformed what I expected of them. I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
I really
I
did.
think they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
Great.
Anybody got anything else?
I think you hit all the big games and the big losses. I'm just heaps disappointed in fucking Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they seem
Expect
pretty
more.
disappointed themselves.
That
I
was
expect
that
them
was
to
the
bounce
big,
back pretty hard.
sorry. That wasn't the biggest loss of the series for me. That was the biggest loss of the season. The way they fucking played that game against New York. They fully gave up, and they showed that they fully have given up, and that was fucking horrid. As a team, you still pushed to fucking try and get it back, and they just gave up.
The biggest choke was the Surge Rocker one. They were up 2-0 in the series and up 2-0 in the control. And then up 5-2 in the fucking Surge. The Game 5 Surge. And they still managed to lose the control, the second Surge, and the fucking hardpoint. And that's after Pred in that 2v2 on the 5-3 round pulls off a fucking massive play to get it all 1-on-1 with him stopping the defuse, and then Mac has the Semtex to check bomb, doesn't throw the Semtex, and then gets fucking bodied.
True.
So, but they did a. Who was it that FaZe fucking reverse? What was it, FaZe? Was it full reverse sweep? In Black Ops 4, was it?
Oh,
FaZe?
FaZe did a phase. Yeah, sorry, I thought you were. Yeah.
They did a phase. They got phased.
I thought you were talking about current phase. I was like, when did that happen? No, not my babies.
I mean,
not my darling
they always
angels.
had it happen to a
MVPs.
Surge, but
MVPs, bro.
yeah,
MVPs.
the two big upset teams, they lost in bad ways, both
Yeah.
of them, I think. So
Here's a question that we haven't thrown in. But on that, just on that topic, who Oh, we can say it with Team of the Week as well, but who was your MVP of this series and why?
Oh, the grand final series.
Of the entire series? Major 4,
Oh,
completely.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
okay.
major. The stage or the major?
You can go stage, MVP, and major MVP.
I think it's still unanimous no matter what you say. I still
Nah,
think it's
there's
Octane.
nah, there's 2 for me.
You don't think
No.
Octane wasn't dropping numbers the entire stage?
No, there's 2 for me. So it's not anonymous, like you said.
Unanimous.
Unanimous, sorry. Like
This
you
guy just
said.
wants a reason to give a glow up to the Optic, bro. That's it.
No.
Yeah,
That's
he
it.
No,
wants
no.
to play
Alright,
the
alright.
yeah,
Do
yeah,
you want me to throw mine out?
Yeah, go,
Draza.
shoot.
No, mine was going to be Octane,
Yeah.
but for the finals MVP, I've got to give it to Kenny
No.
because that last game, that last control, Kenny turned the fuck up.
Yeah, it's one map though, not the entire series.
Yeah, but that map, if he didn't turn up and Optic got on a run, it could have been a completely different game after that.
Yeah, and this is the reason.
Kenny shut the team down completely.
This is why I don't.
I'm not denying that.
I disrespect the Kenny haters, bro. I really do, because this is the reason he's on the team. He is like, I think he's the core of the unit. You know what I mean? He's the one that pulls the plays off when no one else can do it, right? But because all of them are pulling plays, so he's just doing what he needs to do to get the team to win, bro.
So for me, MVP of the finals would have been Kenny.
I'm going to argue, and it's not just for the sake of it, but for me, one map doesn't create an MVP for a series. Octane was clutch the entire series.
It wasn't just one map though. There was different times in all maps that Kenny came out with a play that changed the turning points.
It wasn't just him though. Octane did the same thing on multiple maps as well.
I just felt like as an SMG, he had more impact.
Kenny won a lot of. I see both of your points, because Kenny won a lot of important gunfights, especially in that last map, which definitely got him over the line. Like, in a way, I felt like Optic were heating up, even though they lost the map before that. They were heating up in that control, and Kenny just put the fucking ice on him, bro.
Yeah, he just put him to sleep pretty
Give him
much.
the ice bucket challenge.
As I said, I'm not disagreeing with that. Kenny would have been second in line for me for MVP. I just think Octane was the more valuable player through the entire series.
I agree.
That's what I was saying. Overall MVP, Octane, 100%. Can't deny it.
Yeah,
I'm saying in the grand final series as well.
Yeah.
Like just the series.
Yeah.
If we were going just off that grand final, I still would have said Octane.
But that's why I said both. That's why I had that double question in there, because I had to put people for it. You could have said some fucking other. You could have said bread.
Can we just talk about if we're gonna throw the MVP in? Can we just talk about if we're gonna talk about just modes? Draza's fucking insane search records, bro. His first blood rate has increased.
Is it was it 1.81 or something like that for the? It was something crazy this series. The final.
He has an
series.
18. He has an 18% first blood rate, and you know Predator's at 22.3, but he's getting up there in the top 5.
What's a Beezy currently? Beezy's is fucking off the charts.
Off charts, yeah. I haven't looked at my fantasy teams in front of me.
We'll get to that. I'd rather not get to it, but we'll get to it.
But yeah, no, it's been a crazy major.
Draza's search first bloods in Major 4 was 32.6%. And his KD was 1.5 in Major 4. That's at the major, not including the stage.
That's crazy.
He definitely wasn't in like top 5 first blood rate before the start of this. He has leveled it up on like they're landimals, bro. They literally go so off on landers.
I don't know if because they're based in LA.
They don't get to go.
Actually, no, they're not based in LA anymore, are they?
No, they are. They're still in LA.
They still are? Okay.
Yeah, he's
because I was talking about moving him to Dallas.
18.5% for a flex is crazy. First blood rates. You expect that from subbies, not from a flex.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Big numbers.
So guys, this is the thing I was talking about before the play. Like, who do you guys think is in the danger zone? What teams are on the borderline there, bro? Yeah, it's a thing now, bro.
I think
we gotta find it. What
Need a
does the
graphic.
Stumps ones call it? Do they call no? They call it thin ice, don't they?
No,
Nice,
no.
yeah.
What other podcast, bro? This is the only
Oh,
CDL
true,
podcast
true.
that fucking matters.
But
What better way to spend your Friday?
for me, my danger zone team would be Boston Breach.
Yeah, I'm actually. That's a hot take. I feel like hot take, but I'm down for that fucking take. Yeah.
I think for me, they. Oh, this leads into another question, but I think they're clutching at straws.
Really?
We'll go through it a bit more. but
Scrambling.
yeah,
The scrambling.
yeah.
While I agree with the clutching and straws part, but the roster changes, they had a fucking difficult major. Like they go up against Optic and then fucking Toronto. Like not many teams are going to be able to beat both those teams on a good day, let alone both in like consecutive days.
I feel like you just leave what's his name Nero on the bench just in case it doesn't work. But I can see what they're trying to go for. Like they were Krem to be slaying SMG when Vivid was in the team. They were probably doing better. Do you think that Kremp is better than
I think
Nero?
Kremp's got a higher skill ceiling than both of their SMGs, so it's smart that they've kept him rather than switch
Yeah.
both to have Vivid back in with Nero.
I just feel like you're risking
You're
it
placing
on
a lot
Kremp.
of fucking responsibility on Kremp.
Nero's proven. You know what I mean? You're risking it. You're really risking it on Kremp. But it could pay off. We could see a ghosty situation, you know? They just peak literally end of Major 5 and get that champs buff.
I just
this
don't
makes
think.
more sense than Kremp and Nero. Because Kremp and Nero are both slaying SMGs, whereas Kremp and Vivid, you've got one that would play is that dirty work SMG that sits on the point, does all the dirty work, doesn't matter what fucking KD they get, and then you got Kremp that will go out and slay. Whereas when you had Kremp and Nero, they're both that going out roam slay style SMG.
I reckon Boston has the ability to be a very scary team.
Mm.
If both of the new players, which is Beans and Cramp, hit their ceiling, because I reckon their ceiling is so high, both of them. They haven't hit it yet, but once they do, it's going to be a very scary team.
Yeah, and people got to remember they're both rookies. Like it's their first
Exactly.
year for both of them. Like
Exactly.
they're not going to come in and like shit. Having Civ and Predator what they did last year is probably definitely, and even Ghosty to a degree this year has definitely made some people think, oh, rookies will come in and then do the best that they can right from the fucking get go. But that's not necessarily the case. A lot of the top players now took that a little bit. Like you look at Jarza, for instance. Like, me and Betty, we both said when Jarza first came in, this guy looks like he's going to be a fantastic fucking player. We
Modern
both said
Warfare.
that.
Modern Warfare, watching him in
In Modern
Optic.
Warfare when he was on OGLA.
Yeah.
But we also said at that time, like, oh, you can tell he's got nerves. He's not playing to where he's supposed to. Cold War comes around, doesn't get picked up straight off the get-go. Gets picked up midway through the season, absolutely fucking does phenomenal again, but you can still see he's not where he should be skill level-wise, a little bit. And then the guy comes down, he's been shown the confidence of you're now a starter from the get-go, you're part of the team, you're not going to get put in as a sub. And then you could tell from there, right there, his game elevated to, I think the biggest thing is the consistency for him. He was very inconsistent, but you could see the skill level of where it could be.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing with rookies in comparison to, say, like your Claysters and your Lamars, even to a degree, where it's like, you know what you're going to get. It's consistent. Whereas the rookies, they'll come in, they'll have games that are absolutely fucking take over. We've seen it with Cramp. We've seen it with Beans. Beans are some S&D maps. He'll take over completely. But it's not consistent.
Yeah. I think
I think that's the biggest thing.
I think with Draza and Modern Warfare 2, we when you seen him playing it with Hollow, you could see that he was just a cut above the rest of the rookies that were coming straight in. And I swear to you, there's a bunch of teams that I always say, like, you gave the team one more month and they would have been they're just a championship contender. And that's one of those teams that I've from back in the day. I really do think that team had, after Draza, and I think they dropped Hollow to put the other person back on the team, and they made that run, and they got, top 6? And it was a huge run for them, bro. That was like, nobody expected that. And he did finals shit. If he'd have made it to finals, I reckon they would have been a menace, bro. Give them an extra week to practice, keep that fire in their bellies. And they just dropped Chicago out as well. I think they win. Honestly, I think they have the momentum.
I think if I recall, I was saying that last potty that we had. I think I was saying before the major that it's starting to look very scary now that the Thieves boys are actually playing good COD again.
Yeah.
And it showed this major. They
We know Major
came
5
out
is that?
flying. Uh, Toronto.
Actually, that could be a very good. That could be a very good shout there, Rip.
I thought it was Toronto, but I might be wrong.
What's happening?
Major
Where
5.
the next Major 5 is?
Oh, I believe it is Toronto.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
right.
no, fuck, great guess.
No, I thought it was. I looked at it.
Not long ago, but I've just fucking
Oh,
mind
that's
blank.
a disgusting quick scope.
Yeah. I
So moving on then.
Hey, none of us got to say. We thought it a fucking breaking point. No, not breaking
Fuck,
point.
you
Danger zone.
you guys were talking for a long time, so I thought you
Yeah.
fucking went through that.
No, we
Ah.
put substance before behind your
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm going to
Yeah.
jump in. I'm going to say Vegas, man. They have such a hard run this major. This stage, right? Well, they got Optic and like Toronto and something. I have to pull it up, but it's hardcore. I've seen it.
No, it's FaZe,
Yeah.
Toronto, Optic. I think they only got they got Rocker as well. And Seattle, I think, is the other one.
Fuck.
Mm.
That's rough. That is super rough.
I think. I could be wrong.
And Rocker, I mean, they had a stage. They had a fucking major last major, man. They had like 3 of the weakest teams. Like they got to beat 2 teams on LAN, and they'll get to do that again if they're actually like LANimals, you know. Like, are they just a cut above the bottom? Is what I'm asking myself now. Every time I see that Rocker team.
I
Man,
mean, as you said, that a fucking difficult stage 4.
It's so hard to think about it though because they're so hot and cold.
Mm.
They're starting to remind me. Rocker's starting to remind me like a fucking Florida Mutineers, eh? Like they can just turn up randomly, smash teams that you would never expect them to smash.
Yeah.
And then they will just fall off.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to call it with Rocker at the moment for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget that Mutineers. I'll never forget Mutineers dropping out Paris this major. Like I never expected that. Not in a million years. Eh?
That just proves my point. Like they randomly just turn up, they play it out of their skins, and then they just go quiet for another fucking 5-6 weeks.
50 points. Do you think Florida has any chance of making a run?
I don't think so. I think they're just too inconsistent.
Yeah.
What about London? Could London get win every game this major and then win the major?
No.
Make it in? No.
If they do,
they've
click this right now. If they do that, I'll give you both $200 each.
Done. Clipped. Clipped.
Mate, you've got that safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anybody see? Speaking of London, real quick, did anybody see Scrap's tweet after the major?
No.
He went in depth in a tweet in regards to all the issues London's having that they haven't felt like a team since like major.
Oh,
two or
Scraps.
something.
Yeah, true. Yes.
I did say that. Yes.
So they're chalked for the season. I think
he was also explaining, just for people that haven't seen the tweet. It was explaining that it wasn't just the general management behind the scenes. They have been asking what they can do, what can change, everything about it, but it's just the team's not gelling.
Yeah, which explains a lot of the roster moves.
Yeah, but it's weird because I would have thought that having such a professional in a sim as a leader there, I would have thought that he could have probably gelled the team a little bit more. But it goes to show that Pummies just can't play with Pummies.
I mean, Scraps is the only Pommy in there currently.
Previous to that, there was fucking 3 of them.
I'm gonna go once again a little bit with the London thing anyway. I don't think they're doing it. I reckon they'll go on 5 this season, but this stage, sorry. But I think the scene might be a little bit of the problem. We have noticed it in games as well. When they're behind, he'll just start doing dumb shit. Looks like he doesn't play for the team. Starts playing for himself. I'm not sure if he's like that behind the scenes as well. He does kind of come across a little bit as someone that would be that behind the scenes as well. Tries to shoulder the team, but in a way where it's kind of more selfish than actually helpful for the team. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But for my dead zone, I'm actually going to say Surge. You look at their stage, this stage as well. They've got a very big chance of going 1-4. They verse Toronto off the get go, Optic second, Ultra third, Vegas fifth, and New York fourth. They've got a fucking difficult stage.
Yeah, I don't think the stage last time was that crazy, was it?
No, like they can easily go 1-4 start lows or even 0-5.
No, this
Depending how Legion comes
seems like Seattle could start firing up. It might be done, bro. But I don't see it.
That's the other thing I was going to mention. I think the way they lost in this major doesn't bode well for the team.
Yeah.
We said that after Major 2, and then they came out in Major 3 and went 0-5. I can see the exact same thing happening this major.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
You had Pred drop 220 on the Saturday. I think it was a Saturday for us, Friday for them. To win one in a best of 5, then lose one in a game 5. Mac did what he did, and Sid and Lamar didn't show up at all. I think the team could be chalked after that. Like, to the point where literally the day after they lost, Pred was on a plane back to Australia. You know how quick that motherfucker would have had to book that ticket?
He was hanging around, though. He was around. Like, I don't know. I think that's all read into. He doesn't have a lot of time before the next event to go home. He might be feeling homesick, bro. Never know.
I think he just needed some time alone. To be fair, I think he needs to step away from the game.
Yeah.
I think it works both ways. I think he was frustrated over the series, but also I think that he just needed to maybe take a step back before he actually hates sort of the team and the game too much.
Take a detox, bro. And there's no better place to take a detox than 20 hours away.
Exactly.
And a day ahead.
Yeah.
But I think they're in my danger zone. Not to go down per se to like 9th or 10th, just to kind of really start falling off a cliff.
All right. Well, in saying that, we've gone through the danger zones. So, what is your team of the week? Or team of
the tournament?
Tournament. Or the major. It was a major.
I'll start off if no one has any idea just yet.
I have a full idea, but I will.
Okay, you go first.
Even if I pick the same as you guys, I don't give a flying fuck. I'm still sticking to these 4 picks.
Well, I think main AR is probably should be theoretically the same for all of us, right? In Octane, MVP of the tournament, it's kind of hard to get past him for your main AR, right? My subs though, Kenny, definitely. And I know you boys are probably going to be like, oh, he's going to get Pred. Although he played well considering. I think I'll have to go with Beezy. Abeezy was absolutely fucking phenomenal this tournament.
Might have been the only reason that FaZe made the top 3.
I would agree. I 100% agree. And then for my second AR/flex, they're both main ARs basically, but I'm gonna have to go Dashy. Dashy performed phenomenally this tournament as well. So
that is a very solid team, and that's the exact same team I had.
It's
so hard to pick against those 4.
No, 100%. They all played phenomenally. The only change I could say is the MVP team would have just been pretty much Thieves. They all just played phenomenal. So even if you pulled out Dashi for Draza, played fucking phenomenal. You pulled out a Beezy for Envoy.
I'd say the exact same though about changing any of them for any of the Optic boys. Like all up until the grand final, the Optic boys played really well as well.
Look, Hook played some great maps, played some shit maps.
Yeah,
he was very inconsistent. He still did his work for the team, but he was very inconsistent to what Hook has been doing.
I do just want to give an honourable mention to Ghosty though, because he hasn't been known for his lane since coming in, and I don't want to say I called it, but I did say Optic to win this major. I was incorrect on that. Yes, okay, but I did also say Ghosty MVP. And I just want to give a little bit of credit to myself that I called Ghosty coming down and throwing this major.
I'd just like to interject real quick, Cookie. Can we just go back to the part where
You're on Team of the Week.
let's go back to the part where Cookie was wrong about the Major 4 winners. Because, actually, Reaper touched on a good point. My team of the week, man, is it's Kenny, it's Envoy, it's Straza, it's Octane, baby. Sure. Come on, it's time to give some flowers, man. They were looking amazing this weekend. The chemistry.
I do not disagree with you, Benny, and that's why I said you could pretty much just give the team of the week straight to the Thieves.
My team of the week, baby. Literally, they've done us right. I watched that Nate Shot reaction video 27 times. Okay,
not even the Sunday, bro. They just their whole Major 4 actual champs, like the bracket play.
Best in the world.
They played fucking beyond everyone.
Team of the week was that tweet that Draza put out about Ghosty about the free cash comment.
Yeah.
That was my team of the week, bro. Just Draza and his Twitter, bro.
Fair enough.
Rape, I'm sorry, man. Come on, bro. It's the team. They're good. They're good. The man's nasty. But Optic had a great weekend.
From now on, it can't be. They got to be separate teams.
If we're going separate teams, then I would go Octane, Dashi, Abezy, and I would go Hydra.
Literally mine, but Pred instead of Hydra. I can't go over Pred. He was so dominant this week, man. Any team in the league wants to.
I still don't think I'd pick Pred as my second SMG because he only fried on the Friday. The Thursday he did not do well. I'd probably go Shotzi. And then maybe change Dashi out for Skies. Skies was really, really good on New York for the entire weekend as well.
You can't pull out Dashi. Dashi had the same KD as Octane for the fucking series.
No, but you gotta weigh it up. Like, there's no other sub comes close. No other sub comes close to how
you can't pull him out. They were the two most dominant ARs in the whole series.
And it shows. That's why they're breaking these teams down so hard, though. You know what I mean?
It was dominant.
When I said can't be the same team, I mean the entire team can't be the same team. Yeah. Like it can't be all of it.
I changed the whole team.
I've changed the first hard-hitting question, boys. I'm coming in now. If Arcides was still on FaZe, how hard would it have been crying after that loss?
Yeah.
I love the passion from the guy. I fucking love the passion from the guy.
I think it was also the way the Gorillas lost. Like that 1v2 by Pred for him to lose.
Yeah.
Like they lost and got kicked out on a 1v2 where I think it was Assault shouldn't have lost that fucking gunfight. He had the heady advantage.
Yeah.
He was on the fucking petrol wall heady.
Yeah, no.
Still lost it.
More just a joke about Arcees generally. He gets real passionate and he cries. It's cool, honestly. I respect it.
Yeah. He's got passion for what he does, even being on Gorillas.
But on one of the best teams of the week, man, we had Optic versus, obviously we had Optic versus LA. It was a banger series. It was a banger series both times, right? But how well do you think Optic will do for the rest of the season? Is their mentality correct? Like with all the young guns especially, can they win champs, you reckon?
I reckon they're definitely still in with a chance to win champs for sure. Like you can't write them off. They're still top 2 team in the game. I think the hunger's going to grow for them.
I think let's say young guns too. I just mean Ghost you really. I mean all these players are proven. The skill ceiling is incredibly high.
I think like they don't technically have a coach, but they still got JP behind him.
I bet he's doing a fucking damn good job too. It seems like he's been turning the culture around for that camp.
Yeah, and I reckon, like, the 3 old heads on the team, like, they're going to be fucking hungry. They're all world champions, those 3. Well, major champions, not necessarily have a ring, but they've all got a chip, sorry. And then 2 of them are world champions as well. Like,
yeah,
they're all going to be fucking hungry, and I think they'll still come in and they might even look better than what they did this major. And Thieves are just going to go up as well. So I think it's going to be hard to look past those 2 teams to be finalists, like anybody else other than them as finalists for the Major 5 and champs.
Yeah. What about you, Reb? What do you think?
He thinks they're chalked
Yeah.
by the smirk on his face.
I am a major optic boy, but if I not being biased, which I won't be biased on this podcast, I will
just wanna-
say
I will
I
be.
love you.
I will be.
I love you, but it's so hard to tell you're an Optic fanboy with your takes on Optic.
Well, no. Well, the thing is, I am not being fucking biased. I will still support Optic every fucking game, but
It's
I'm
like
not
a
being
negative
biased.
bias.
I'm just saying what my honest opinion is at this current stage. Sakes.
Anything is chalked?
No, I don't think they're chalked, but I
But-
don't think they get more than a second place.
Do you think it's like phase to Optic to Thieves last year, especially the last two
No,
majors, but Thieves
no.
just increased their ceiling?
No. I think they're still gonna be in with a shot.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they're still gonna be in with a shot.
Oh,
But I
phase was
think
in with a
that
shot
there's
last year.
I think that there's factors in their game that they don't have the coaching staff to strategize a little bit more in certain things. That, for example, I've got to give major props to Shane. Ever since he's come in for the Thieves team, he's completely fixed their S&D because they were
I mean,
struggling with
it's
S&D.
easy to counter strat S&D when they're sitting
No, no.
behind them.
Yeah, we'll get onto that in a minute, bro. We'll get onto that in a minute.
Here we go. Here we go.
Uh,
Watch me
uh,
get passionate.
what I was trying to say was, I just don't think if personally, I might be chalked, I might be faded. People can call me that. I don't give a fuck. But I think that Karma in that team, with how smart he was with Call of Duty, and having just clearing their mind a little bit, because I think that they're going to go. We played so fucking well in the online leading up to this game, to the finals. We had a great run in the finals. Why can't we fucking get over the line? And I think that's going to really affect them are we going to win a series this year? And that happened in the Dynasty. It happened to the Optic
Karma
Dynasty.
comes in and be a coach though.
I know he won't.
His missus just posted that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Their second or
Yeah.
third-
And
third child?
I'm pretty sure she said if he wants to be a coach, he has to sign a contract as well or something. Like,
yeah.
Hex
So
is gonna
Hex,
make him
Well,
sign
she's
both
part of
contracts.
Optic anyway.
Hex
She's got
said-
her own chain.
Hex said that it would have to be him, his daughter, his wife, his dog. Everyone in that fucking family have to sign a contract for him to be coach.
And they've all got their separate wage.
Yeah. So
Even the dog. That's how
look,
they pay for the dog food.
personally, in saying this whole thing, I don't think they lose contentions to winning champs. I think they're still easily top two team. They're
Easily,
the two
yeah, easily.
Well, the two teams are just they looked a whole nother level above everyone else this season. This series. But
Yeah.
I just think that their mindset isn't there for champs. I think they might go second. If they go second again next series, they go top 6 in champs.
Like, I think all of us on this podcast here want to see this rivalry for the rest of the year. This is what we. I think
100%.
this is what
I
we've all
think-
been waiting to see.
I
you
And
know?
I'd like to see Thieves go out top 12.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just-
if I had Draza in my face, talking shit. If Draza wasn't on
But
my
yeah.
team, bro, I would.
So
think
no,
the same
don't get me
thing,
wrong.
bro.
Don't get me wrong. I am not dissing fucking Optic. I just think that mentalities will play a big part in moving forward.
I think they've got a strong support network behind them, though. Like, they've got Scump, they've got Zinni, they've got a lot of the old heads behind them still, which will be there to gas them up and get them on the right path, sort of thing. Like,
Yeah, it's just-
I'll be
it's just-
honest, out of the people they've got behind them, the one person I think they need more than anybody to really get in and help them is Zinni. Zinni was always
Oh, yeah,
fantastic
100%.
at search. Search, in my opinion, is their weakest mode.
No,
Yeah, 100%.
no, I don't think that.
Their
No,
mode
no,
is
no, no, no,
fucking
no.
Their
unbelievable.
control is
What
easily
was-
the worst mode.
What is
okay,
their
I'm gonna
worst
say
mode? Is
control.
control. Control, 100%.
Control,
They're
Fucking
not.
what
They're not
strats
that.
can you do for control?
Yeah, but they're not that bad in fucking search.
Yeah, honestly,
They're not that bad in search.
Yeah.
It's their control that really lets them fucking down.
Their search against top teams isn't that great though. They'll dumpster the lower level teams, but when they come up against like FaZe in search, I know they beat FaZe a couple of times in search,
Shut
but I
on
think it was
FaZe in
like
search.
a couple. But then even like the Thieves games, they were either like towards Steve or very close. If they had someone come in and be a proper S&D coach on top of it, which someone of Zinni's level of his search knowledge, or even Scum was a great search player as well. Like, they've got really good search. They've got fucking Embos in Optic. Bo Zinn is the fucking search coach.
You're saying they should be the best search team in the game?
With the people they've got behind them, they could easily be the best search team in the game.
Yeah, I just think they still need a little bit of, like, especially with their control, they need to fix that up for them to be a major contender in the finals.
Can I just say, it's funny we're talking about Optic right now, and we're seeing the battle of Optic right here, like on the share screen.
Yeah.
Battle Optic. This is the Optic tournament right here. And we talked about this match like earlier tonight. It's weird. It's all just come together.
I found it was the most iconic COD moments of all time.
Yeah. Envoy doing that right there is the most iconic.
Yeah, speaking of Hollow.
Yeah.
Where's that man? What's that man up to now?
Yeah, no, he's in challenges. He's still doing. He's doing okay. He's doing okay. He hasn't got another CDL spot though, but I don't think he's been performing that well, like to that level that he was that year. All right, well, then we've covered Optic, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I honestly, I think it's good. Sorry, I think it is a good segue to like move on to that and then off of that. So, we can stick right Optic all day. They're amazing. They're doing so fucking well, honestly. Like,
I guess if they really want to get better at search, they just got to stick their coach behind 100T.
This guy, bro. All right, go for it. That's fine. That's fine. I got heaps to say. I want to hear what you say. Okay, go on.
I think it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
They were playing phase.
I didn't know Benny. He wanted to go fucking on a rampage, and we both went, "Yeah, that's fine."
Yeah.
I don't think
that's all I like to hear. That's all I like to hear.
Here sitting, if they were playing the same map against them, I would have had an issue. But it was a map they didn't play.
Yeah,
the map they knew they were going to veto. So fuck it.
But honestly, do you really think they could see more?
The CDL allowing it.
Do you reckon they could see more sitting behind them than they could watching the Codcaster?
Oh,
they could be behind screen, no one's seeing them watching
Codcaster.
Is
like
the only thing he can understand where the comms are coming from, what sort of routes they run as with the comms that they use.
Yeah.
I see that part.
Did anybody see Shane's Twitter reply in regards to the comms?
But in saying it, I think the layout of the venue was shit.
I believe.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It fucking even Scump was saying it. He doesn't blame him from sitting there because that's where the seats were for the teams to watch. The game. So there's no fault in sitting there.
Shane's just watching the Mikado map they never play, bro. Just to get the strats. I think he said
It's a Mikado that they haven't played since Major 2.
Yeah.
So why the fuck will they actually will that help them? Which is fair enough. I don't see it as a problem at all, to be fair. I just don't like the fact that he could hear comms, because comms are a big part of any.
I'm really trying to find this fucking tweet.
I don't know, man. Trying to remember comms after listening to one game of Mikado in that event. Like, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's. I think he said that. I think Shane. What you're trying to find is like Shane said he heard Ghosty say he pissed on somebody. Yeah. That's the tweet I believe you're trying to find. And that was the thing he got away from it.
The thing I remember from the comms was that Ghosty said, "I fucking pissed on this kid,"
which is very memorable, you know, because he's such a nice guy in front of the camera, and so then you hear him yelling, "I pissed on somebody" behind the camera.
He looks like
fucking clip I'd seen in
free cash.
I'd seen in ages.
That guy said free
like
cash.
He's such a quiet kid in general, and then he just goes off on the camera. I'm like, bro, just settle down there.
This guy, settle down. Free cash, settle down.
Sit down.
Free cash, settle down.
Scrappy's like that a bit as well, though. Like, you see when he has his interview with CDL, and then he was on the breakdown.
2v1.
2v1. And he was quite humble in both those. And then you see him on the stage, and he's absolute, and Twitter even, absolute shit talking.
Holding themselves professionally when it's time to be professional. So that's something you haven't understand out of COD professionals, you know? So that's good. Yeah. That's good on the pass, you know?
Which,
like, something...
One thing we didn't put in the questions, which I do want to pull up, was, speaking of professionalism, thoughts on, was it Hydra to Clay after New York body Legion? Did anyone hear about that?
Yes, I did.
True. Yeah, I remember.
There. Yeah.
So it was a big weekend for me, boys. I kind of forgot about the drama.
But nah, actually, I think it was completely unprofessional for Hydra to do that.
Yeah, oh, too.
Clay
100%.
was just on his phone, sitting doing his
He
own
was
thing.
sitting down in a corner on his phone, going through Twitter.
I think that's just.
After the match.
But in saying that, it's a French move to do.
Yeah.
It's a French move to
He's
do.
not wrong. We both watch football. We know what the French are like.
It's a French thing to do.
It's a fucking French thing to do. Now, in Hydra's defense, I'm not agreeing with what he says. I'm just saying his defense was that he was talking to, I believe it was a documentary camera. It just happened to be in front of
That's
Clay.
bullshit. That's
No,
fucking
exactly what I
bullshit.
thought.
That's what he said, but he actually got in his face, which is like if
Yeah.
he's sitting in a corner of a fucking room on his
You've got to
phone,
go
you've
out
got
of
to
your
go.
way to do that.
You've got to go down in his face to start talking shit instead of going to a camera. Come on, man! Like,
Yeah.
I think that's fabricated too because they said
He
after that
always
it's still
seems
made.
to have an excuse, is what I'm going to say. That
They
always,
said-
when it comes to him doing something that's unprofessional or just frowned upon's not even the right word, just unprofessional. He
And-
always seems to have an excuse for what
Well,
he's done.
Look, I actually give a big credit to Clay as well because
I would have
back-
smacked the prick.
no, but back in the day, Clay was a very heated player. Like he was very heated. So I find that with his
He's
age,
mellowed. He's
his-
mellowed, but
with
he's
his
still
age, he's mellowed out
up in the
heaps. I find it like ponytail Clay would have got up in that guy's face.
Yeah.
Ponytail Clay would have been up, pinning Hydra up against the
Dude,
wall.
He would
Ponytail
have
Clay
been
used
up in
crossbow
his
and mate.
face.
Ponytail
But-
Clay used a crossbow to win a game.
But
bro.
I think like sorry to say this, condolences, but I think what's happened in this year for Clay, especially with the passing of his sister and all that sort of stuff as well, I think it's really mellowed him down, and he's actually just. I actually kind of like Clay now. I used to fucking hate his guts.
Yeah, yes.
I
I actually
put
kinda
Clay in,
like
like
Clay.
Yeah, he's one of my
Samson
favourite players,
territory. Just instead of strength with the longer their hair, it was more like his aggro.
Yeah.
The shorter his hair
Yeah.
he got, the less
Yeah.
aggro he got.
No, it's like he's the player to watch now for us old heads. You know what I mean? Because we respect
yeah,
him. We respect him. You know, just like
Yeah.
Krim, just like Scump. You know, just like even Zinni to an extent. You know, just a good
Oh,
to
yeah,
see an old head
100%.
win. Except for Slasher. Anybody but Slasher.
Yeah, fuck,
Fuck
Yeah,
Slash.
that's sentences like Clay and Lamar, that's about it.
Yeah.
Not many others from that era.
Yeah, I
that
was,
actually enjoy
I
watching.
you know, another person that I was actually disappointed to see leave halfway through the season was Attach. I
He'll be
actually
back.
really liked watching Attach.
He'll be back.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
All
That
right.
that
He'll be on that
goes.
London team next year.
Talking about that drama, that actually leads on to the next question.
Do you think Las Vegas Legion have it in them to take the 8th spot in the CDL champs?
Nope. Nope.
Yes.
Unfortunately not. Oh,
I think they will now hold in solid because it's been announced that Champs is at Vegas.
I personally see them with what I saw on this run. They look like what they did. They look like a bottom of the table team. They look like they deserve to be in that fucking 12th or 11th spot. They don't look like they should be up there. Personally.
I think,
agree
dude,
a lot.
that temp thing has pissed me off. The temp chair thing. You hear about the temp chair thing?
No.
Oh yeah, with the 0.43 KD
And he
thing.
says like, oh yeah, I got arm. He sat down. He's got, oh, this chair's got arms on it. Right, I was chalked.
Yeah.
It's disappointed me to know. Like, I expect more from a player like that. Even that remark, I probably was a joke. It had to be a joke, right? But the
It
way
was a
the French
G-up.
said it,
It was a
But-
G up, and in saying that, Dashi sat on the exact same fucking chair in the exact same setup, and he
Yeah.
dropped a fucking 1.8 or some shit.
yeah, it's like it's not even like it's just like I don't know. I hate to see that out of players. You know, I hate to see my team like the team's giving up before they even start, bro. Like that feels chalked. And Standy didn't have a good major either, which was super
But
disappointing.
that's what
None
I
of
was
them
saying. It looked like that team gave up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looked like halfway through that series against Subliners, they just put their hands up and just watched the game.
Yeah, TJ
Unfold.
outperformed most of them.
100%.
That's how you know there's an issue, okay?
If TJ top ranked, you know there's something.
You know,
fucking wrong.
you would know, bro.
I think they'll bounce back. They've got a team that will bounce back. They don't have a team that will just roll over. And you've got Standy, you've got TJ, who's used to being absolutely fucking dominated. He'll come back. You've got Clay as well, who's world champion and one of the strongest mentals in the game.
Okay. Now, this isn't a question that we have in it, but it follows on with this question that I've written up before. Do you reckon if they don't make champs this year, Clay retires?
Yes.
I thought so too.
I think there's a good chance he retires no matter what.
It was like what we were saying with Scump at the beginning of the season. It'll be like a Cinderella story, eh? Like him making his final champs, and then just hangs up the control at the end of it. I was hoping that was going to be for Scump, but the whole drama with the team and all that bullshit just made him early retire.
It sucks, man. It sucks that's the way Scump had to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, every day.
I think it'll be his last season no matter what. I think whether he makes it, whether he doesn't, he will just not be back next year, I don't think. Well, I reckon he'll be back, but in more of a content team. I could see him being on the desk next year.
I have the perfect segue for the next question. In saying that, do you also think that Arsity retires at the end of this year? Do you think he's hurt his chances to find a different team next season?
No fucking way, man. He's back next year. He's going to be fucking back, whoever he's on.
Yeah.
He's going to be so back.
He has.
But he'll be back.
You got to remember as well that he has had his fair share of issues this year with health as well.
He'll be back next year. I think regardless, he'll be back next year, and we'll really see what Arcides is made of.
I reckon next year we'll see a team of Arcides and Illy as the AR duo.
I think Illy did hit up Arcides after this series about it and tweeted to
I
Arcides.
didn't know that, but I could see it. I could see maybe like a 4-0 taking a chance on both of them. Rebuilding the team around those two.
The only reason why I'm saying that is everyone knows about Gorillas probably not being existent next year. So,
yeah,
somebody under a different organization if they find a buyer. If they don't find a buyer, I think it stays as LAG until they find a buyer.
the CDL probably have to take over the team. It's a bad team to.
And the Overwatch League team as well, and the Gladiators.
It's a bad time to not have an esports team. I'm gonna say an esports organization to support it at least. You know, it's a bad time. It's definitely not esports' most booming time right now.
Yeah. No, and let's be honest, economies in a lot of countries aren't doing great.
It's bad. It's sad. It's sad. Honestly, it's super sad.
There's a Chinese actually even China, the fucking economy's dying as well.
Yeah. I just don't see Arcides return. I can't.
I can see a fucking UAE buyer, maybe a prince come over and buy on one of the teams. I know like Saudi and Dubai and that have a pretty big COD following.
fucking same team as Man City or some shit.
I know one of the other, because that's one of the princes who runs one of the oil rigs. I know.
Can you imagine though, like LA City?
Oh, that sounds fucking horrible.
Yeah, but it could be like an LA City.
No, you know what? They go to New York, call it New York City.
I do forget about the power of having that city name as your name. Hey, I do forget about the power of that.
Yeah. But like, I can say, because I know there's a couple of the princes of Saudi as well as the UAE that are very into their COD team. COD. Because I know there's a pretty big community over there. We had one full Saudi team playing in challenges, I believe. NA challenges currently, I think. Or at least was coming over for a few of the events. Just like what Mindfreak does in for NA, for Oz. As well as we've had previous teams come over from there as well. And then you got like Hook, who's got Saudi heritage, as well as Asim's got that Middle Eastern heritage too. Like, it's very, very well. It's probably one of the bigger game communities over in the Middle East currently.
Okay, all right. I'll say I have to take your word for that because I mean the COD's been growing this year though, which is good to see. Honestly, Twitch has helped it a lot with that, but it's good to see COD esports growing. And obviously it's honestly the best thing in Modern Warfare 2. Easily.
We need an Aussie team. Get some fucking millionaires.
I'm telling you, we all fucking win a different lotto, and then we all just fucking buy in.
Yeah.
I'm not buying the CDL, boys. Not doing it. I refuse. There's so many better investments. How about we invest our money first and then buy a CDL team, so at least we've got something to fall back on. When it fails
As long as
completely.
we end up with the CDL team.
But there's a look back on that Microsoft stuff. There's a high likelihood that it could dissolve the CDL and the Overwatch League as soon as it buys it. If it does, you know.
I ain't gonna lie. I hope they do. I hope they dissolve it and put it back to what it was.
I want Overwatch League to stay how it is, but not with the teams and stuff. I reckon it should be just like teams are back in it now. Anyone can join. It's a small fee to get into there, and you have to play for your spot.
Okay.
I'd like him to do maybe no buy-in, and then do like EPL. We know where I'm coming from for this. Have different tiers and do like relegation and promotion.
I just don't think they have big
we
enough
said that a
esport.
while ago. I think we were talking about this a while ago, though, boys.
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm not big enough
Who- who-
esport
who
Overwatch.
wouldn't- Well, yeah, not so much Overwatch, but maybe like COD, for instance. COD, you'd be able to do something like that because of
Two
how big
leagues.
the challenge
Yeah,
is.
2 leagues for sure.
Like you've got your challenges, you don't get a buy, and that's the biggest thing for it. You can't have a team buy in for the first season because
Yeah.
if they get relegated, then they're going to be like, okay, we want our money back. You don't get a buy in. You get maybe say you go the big organizations, like you go your Luminosity, you go your Optic, you go your FaZe, you go your United, you go your 100T, and then maybe you have a play in for the other fucking, I don't know,
Yeah, but
14, 16 places.
I don't mind. I don't mind the whole like you get into the league and then you have to buy in to prove that you're like ready for the league. You know, like your ownership wise. Like I honestly don't mind that. Like that's how they did in Black Ops 4. If you got the spot right, you own the spot and you have to buy it, and then you can sell it to somebody else if you want to. Right? That's how FaZe got in because they bought the spot off a team. I think maybe Midnight or something.
Yeah, it was midnight. I just it doesn't make it feasible for a promotion and relegation if teams are buying it.
No,
Yeah.
but only after they get in.
Even so,
Okay.
So if you buy it, then you won't get relegated, even if you
yeah.
bottom frag. You just need to have one
But
good
you don't
season.
need
to
$1
get in.
million. I'm just saying, like it's I don't know, like a
So I wouldn't be against like how FaZe did it, where they didn't like they bought the spot, but rather instead of buying the spot, they bought the team.
okay, all right.
But
Well,
then-
they did a bunch of
and then,
yeah, like all right. Like I see your point. I just like I don't know. I think you need like especially in esports for right now because it's not like soccer. It's not huge like that. You need some kind of like from the people that are like owning these teams. Otherwise, you get a fucking denial and they don't pay their players and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh no, for
Vegas.
sure. You're still gonna have like
know,
a
prove
players
that they can do it.
players association and that. And like contract, you definitely have to have contracts for sure. Where they've got like you've got the contract between the team and the league, of you've got to pay your players by such and such date. If you don't, then we're going to hit you with a fine, and possibly take your team out, and they'll become so many teams nowadays going to challenge and they call Auglers. Or looking for orgs.
August, yeah.
Along those lines, their entire team name, which is where all their sponsorship and where all their money comes from, gets absolutely fucking wiped.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And even if they're going to do it where it's like the teams that have come in, they go through a test of the organization behind them. So the CDO goes through the organization behind them. They're like, okay, we've done all this like a backup work behind you. We know you will play the players, as well as like whether it is like a tax, like you get somebody going through all their taxes, like just all the business behind the scenes to make sure they're worthy enough, and they're not worthy, but
Like, I just wanted to mention, there's something we haven't seen since
Real.
the CWL era, like the whole players not getting paid what they owe, and I haven't heard that one time since we've gone to the CDL era.
so
I've
many
gotta-
organizations nowadays are owned by
Like, I-
fucking NBA players or
Did-
MLB
so you-
players.
You guys seen the latest breakdown today? I think it came out today.
Not
Yep.
yet. Oh,
Nate,
I'm gonna watch
do
it
you-
after this.
Well, I'm spoiler alert. Nade's on there.
Yeah, I've seen the headlines for it.
He said
breakdown?
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the 2v1, right?
Yeah.
And Nade said he actually really likes the CDL. He thinks it's really good. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I was listening, but I was at work, so I wasn't fully emerged. If that makes sense. What are you doing?
Yeah,
All the
I can
scores.
say the scores. Don't worry. I was gonna say some, but yeah. Like it's weird to hear Nate talking so positively about the CDL. I just generally thought it was not
There's
live,
definitely like positives about it for sure.
it's growing. It's fucking nuts to see it actually growing.
Needs more teams
Yeah,
first and
100%.
foremost.
Needs 4 more teams.
Yeah, well, in saying that, the grand final format, would you put what do you prefer watching, and what would be best for viewership? A best of what they're doing, best of 7 or best of 9, or 2 best of 5s?
So currently, I believe it's a best of 7.
Yes.
As early was it Cold War that was the best of 9? I think it was Cold War was the best of 9 because when Toronto reverse swept Rocker, they won
5-4.
the 5 in a row.
Yeah, 5-4.
Or do we go
Rocker.
back further and go 2 best of 5s?
I will say it right now. I've talked about this before. For me, Sunday needs to be just grand final. That's it. You
So
don't
you-
have
you-
your winner
you would
finals
love
or your
two best of
losers
five.
finals. I want double best of 7.
Fuck.
Just straight into it.
I guess, actually, I'm thinking,
All other
Cookie.
games prior to that, it's not as bad.
Cookie, you've ruined my one problem with the 5 map double series. Like, I think it can be over too quick. Like, that's my biggest
Double
issue
best
with
of
the double series. If it's double best of 7, then it won't be over quick. But as long as we keep the control short, there should be only one control per series of 7.
So I
Put 'em in
actually,
gunfight.
I actually agree with some of
Damn.
the players. A lot of the players have actually been screaming out, "Bring back the best of 9." I do say that is the best thing because
Best
It
of,
is-
sorry, quick Reaper. Best of 9 with vetoes, or best of 9 with first map won by winners bracket team.
Ooh.
Like Modern Warfare style or Cold War style.
Cold War style
All right, so just veto advantage.
veto advantage,
Okay.
I think would be best.
Okay.
I think the top tier team gets more picks on the vetoes, and they should have the veto advantage.
Look, most people claim that it's actually not that big of an advantage, to be honest, and especially
Not
with the teams in
currently,
lowers
it's
get to stay in a warm.
No, you're not currently
You're
in this
barely
map.
vetoing any fucking map.
In this map selection, it's not that great. So probably actually the Modern Warfare 2019,
Yeah.
where it was what was it again? Map selection, like first pick, wasn't it? Or
No, in Modern Warfare 29, they get to they get their free map win if you're in winners bracket. We come out of winners bracket.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, for this game, probably they have an advantage by having a game up their sleeve.
Hmm.
But yeah, I want to bring back the best of 9. I think I don't know. I think there should be 4 hard points in the game, 3 S&Ds, and 2 controls.
In
I'd
a
like
best
a
of 9?
4-4-1.
There should be 3-3-2, I think, yeah, for a best of 9. Because that makes 8 maps? Yeah, no. Personally, I think that's
3, yeah. Is it 4-3-2? For it to be 9?
It has to be 4-3-2.
no.
Yeah.
It's,
For 9.
oh yeah,
Three,
yeah.
three,
No,
two
there's
is
more
8.
hard point. There's more hard point. Yeah.
I reckon 4 hard points, 3.
Oh wait, it might
3
be.
searches,
It
and
might
2
be
controls.
mostly searches.
I think it's more searches and hard points.
Yeah, it might be.
I would
four-
prefer to say more hard points. I think a search. I love watching search. I'm a big search and destroy player, like same as you, Benny. I love playing search, but I think there's more entertainment for viewership in a hard point.
I've always said that there's already 2 more respawns, so we need to. So that makes if you look at it, I look at it, I see 5 respawns, 4 searches.
True.
That's a
That's
good.
fair.
I think that's my best way of looking
Yeah,
at it. Because
actually,
with my
that
way,
actually makes sense.
right, with my
And
way
the
of doing it,
controls are boring as fuck to
Yeah.
watch.
I'd rather 3 controls, right? Oh, sorry, 3 hard points, 1 control, 4 searches. That makes 8 maps, and then a team wins. So it's 4-4 respawns.
So the upper bracket teams already got 1 map going into the final.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
yes.
that makes sense.
Yes.
That actually makes sense. Yes,
That
100%.
literally is the best way to fucking do it. 4
Yeah,
respawns,
100%.
4
Just-
searches.
Explaining it.
Yeah, I know, but
That's-
it's nuts to me that they can't fucking see it, bro. It's nuts to me,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, actually,
I mean-
that makes full sense on my part as
So
well.
what I said was how I'd like to see it, but for viewership, I think the best way to do it is the way you've said it, Benny. But being the best of 9, if they've come off a lower bracket armor, they've gone back to back, fucking best of 5, and then into the best of 9. They need a bit of a break, right? Because let's be honest, Sunday's packed if you're doing that lower bracket run. I think for me, for viewership, what they need to do, at most majors this year, all bar the last major 4 because it was offline, no team, no attendance, nothing like that. They need to have the Challengers Grand Final as well in between the lower bracket final and then the Grand Final, so there's a bit of a break for that lower bracket team. So they'd go the lower bracket final into the Challengers final into the Grand Final as the Sunday. That's the Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, jam pack of fucking COD then as well. And if they've put the Challengers on the fucking CDO, then everybody gets a bit of a taste of the Challengers, which makes the Challengers more active as well. More people watching the Challengers means more people want to get involved. As well as sponsors in the Challengers a bit as well.
I'm with you. My only thing is, right, this is what I've always thought. Is it better to be warm going into the grand final? Or is it better to watch the team that's going to win grand final play 1 or 2 series before you get into it? Talk about it. Tell you you're going to attack it.
For both.
Because I personally think having that information, you can keep warm and then keep an eye on your opponent. You can.
But I think there's also when you've played too much, you get a bit of mental fatigue as well.
Yeah, I think coming from losers bracket should be mental fatigue, and you have to overcome that. That's what makes a good losers bracket run. I think we all understand that.
It's less about the loser bracket team and more about trying to give Challengers a bit of a main stage, get them a little bit.
Give them a bit of clout
behind Challengers.
Give them a bit of clout, bro. Get them up there. Get people knowing other people's names.
Involved in it.
Yeah,
it's not just for the players in that as well. You get sponsors in that involved a bit as well.
Challengers should be highlighted more on the main stage, 1000%.
It also gives, like, to be fair, like a lot of people, if you don't watch Challengers, don't know the new up and coming players to watch.
Didn't know anything about Cramp until we've seen a couple of videos.
I've watched a bit of the Challengers stuff. I've seen a bit of Cramp.
If they had the grand finals on prior to the actual grand final,
exactly what I'm saying.
More about him.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Even if we still want to have the lower bracket have that bit more of a disadvantage, you do the double best of 7 or double best of 5s on the Sunday by itself, and then you have the Challengers Grand Final before that. So you go Challengers Grand Final into double best of 5s or best of 7s.
Yeah, okay.
It's saying that it doesn't just give us the knowledge on new players, it gives franchises
But they should be doing their research.
Yeah,
well, no, the thing is, like, I'm just being straight out. Before Beans got into the team, and he was meant to potentially go to Optic, where everyone was saying, "Oh, Beans is going to Optic Beans." Shotzi has never heard of him. Scump never heard of him.
That's the players themselves, but the organization should have scouts behind them.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is it gives players an understanding of that guy's a fucking freak. I can potentially work with him. I'm going to push for him.
Yeah.
It gives other players actually knowledge on the actual challenges, because I don't think like the pros, not saying that all of them are, but I think they
a lot of them didn't know about Cramp either.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Because they're in the pro league, they don't give a fuck about anything else.
Something I've never understood about challenges, why isn't it on the main channel more? You understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's on that.
Why does have its side channel? Why do they have COD challenges? Honestly, like, why don't we just have a challenges section?
I understand it for like the semis and the quarters where they're on at the same time as the main channel, because a lot of that's being played on the Saturday as well. But that's what I'm saying. The grand final needs to be held on the main stage prior to the grand final.
They should go back
that shit main stage.
They should go back to the dual screen. Have one fucking of the and
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta.
That is the best way of doing it.
Alpha stream.
Loved watching it.
Alpha stream CDO, Bravo stream. Because as soon as the CDO goes into an ad, you know what I do, bro? I walk away. I fuck off. I don't care. I care about waiting 5 minutes for a search and destroy.
Going on my second screen. I'll switch between COD and Valorant.
Yeah, but imagine if you could switch
Valorant on at the same time.
But you can switch between COD and COD then.
I mean, I'd still have one screen with VCT, but then I'd switch the main screen between the COD.
Yeah, so no, but like, you know what I mean? You have more COD going on at one time. We can really showcase these players at the same time as because all you have to do is flick over for 5 minutes, watch a play. It's like, holy shit, this Cramp kid is next, bro. What the fuck? Like, he's doing it. He's really this Ghosty kid, man. He's insane. His comms is nuts, bro. You know.
The other thing about having challenges up on the main stage prior to the grand final is you've got everybody for the grand final watching. They're getting experience on a stage in front of a crowd as well.
That's true.
Which is what they're going to get and going to have to deal with when they go to the CDL.
Professionally casted as well. You know, you get Lando onto it. I think that's who you put on the challenges, right, Cookie?
I think Bryson Tunn. They have a lot of. They no, hear me out. They've
No,
got
I
a
know
lot
with
of
you.
knowledge of challenges.
Yeah.
They got a lot of knowledge of the challenges. Like
Yeah.
you will hear them talk about a challenges play mid game.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, sweet, I didn't fucking know about
Actually, you know what? Scrap what I said, actually, Cookie. I'm scrapping what you said. Give the challenges a cast as a go on the fucking main broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Where's our whole shift, bro? I want to hear
Yeah.
him casting, bro. You know what I mean? I love
that.
hearing him
I'm
cast.
really hoping him and Uber start doing xdefiant together though. Those two
Yeah.
were fucking brilliant.
They were
together.
great. They were honestly so good. You're right. They were very entertaining, man. Anyway,
Shame,
That's our
shame,
thoughts.
shame.
now I want to talk about the biggest controversy of the weekend, man. It wasn't just Celium. It wasn't just Celium. It was what was it? Beans as well. Breaking the fucking
Yeah.
50 cal GA, bro. Okay, and we're all going to talk about
So-
Shane sitting behind Optic, but they didn't literally cheat, bro. Okay.
So the way it started was in the actual online qualifiers, Celium had broken GA for the 50 cal. For anybody that doesn't know, 50 cal is a signal. And then I'm not sure if it was upper or lower back of round one of them. Beans brought out the 50 cal, and then because of that, Celium was like, oh, Beans has used it, I'm going to use it at LAN. But everybody had forgotten that he'd used it online in stage 4.
You've made a little bit of mistake on that. Cool.
Mhm.
So what it was Celium had played with it online, and what Beans did was he put it into the chat saying, "Hey, is it okay to use a 50 cal because Cell
yeah.
was using it?"
Yeah.
No
so
one replied to
missed
him.
that part out of it.
No one replied to him, so he thought it was all right to use the 50 cal, which
I mean, if I was in this spot and I didn't get a reply to it, I would have
I
done
would
it.
have
Yeah,
used
okay,
it
cool.
as well. But
Yeah.
it was
Especially when you've seen someone else use it.
The main reason was because Cell started using it, and that's why everyone is having a go at Cell more so than Beans, because Beans was just like, "Well, I have backup. Like I've got
Yeah.
proof. I've
So
sent a message."
I should
never
clarify.
got a response.
The hate that I'm leaning towards Beans is from the community, not from the players themselves. I should say. I should clarify with that. Sorry, it was Beans got absolutely fucking roasted on Twitter because people had forgotten that Cell had used it in the online qualifiers in stage 4.
I think once Beans actually
So-
explained himself, I think he wasn't copying
Yeah.
as much hate.
Yeah.
And it just turned
And
straight
Cell
to Cell.
did also start using it in the LAN as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So-
it was
Yeah.
pretty No, it was look, everyone
That's
knows
fucking-
auto snipers are banned. Like everybody
that-
knows that.
That's
Barrett's being
cheese.
banned from fucking day dot.
That's fucking
Russian
cheese.
news.
That's not chalk. That's cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. It's rechamp is way quicker than a bolt action. It rechambers so quickly compared to a
100%.
bolt action.
And it's
And it
basically
damages.
guaranteed one shot.
Yeah.
In comparison to like the SPX, the lab, LAB,
Yeah.
and I mean the only other one that's a guaranteed one shot's Vindictus. Vindictus? The
Something
Vid
like
one.
that, yeah. Yeah.
The other
Something
big
like
ass
that.
motherfucker sniper that takes 10
It-
minutes to
it's-
zoom in.
Its trade out
Yeah.
is it's really slow, right? But that doesn't
Yeah,
matter when it
Vindictus.
comes to this situation, right? It's the signal 50 is going to hit and hit hard when you
Or
have
if you're
ADS.
if you're
Unless it's pretty
ADS, if you're ADS though, and you're watching a spot, as soon as they peek their head and you take their one shot at them, it's a guaranteed kill.
Yeah.
So
So it's as you said, Benny. Auto snipers have been banned from day dot. Like the Barrett was banned from COD 4 onwards. Has been from COD 4 fucking way.
Yeah.
Even in COD 4 when there was fucking no GAs for snipers or for shotguns or anything like that, the Barrett was still GA'd.
Bro,
Yep.
remember Black
I
Ops
don't
2,
think GM
Black
is
Ops 2
banned.
lobbies, you'd see cunts using like SVU, and they'd be getting their asses roasted, bro. Absolutely
yeah.
Yeah, the
roasted.
Barrett and fucking MW2 as
Yeah,
well. Like,
remember
you
the
see,
little
like,
spam?
I remember seeing fucking cunts come out with the YouTube videos of like, oh, have a look at my fucking playing with the Barrett. And like, you just read the comments. It's like, oh, you're using a fucking Barrett though. Use the intervention. So, oh,
Everybody
fucking
knows.
automatic cheese.
Everybody knows auto damage, like high damage snipers are just the cheesiest shit ever.
well,
Yeah.
I think we all agree on the same thing though, that it
Yeah.
is cheese.
Especially in
Massive
4v4
cheese.
search, bro. It's super cheese.
Like you've got to be scum of scum to fucking use something that
Hey, whatever
was
gets
well
the
known.
advantage. Whatever gets the advantage,
well
bro.
known that it was a GA gun from the beginning of the season. Everyone said it. I think they started with it if I'm not
No, it
mistaken.
was Jed off the get-go
No,
because of
I
it being an auto sniper.
I think they did use it for the first week or so of scrims, and then they made the full call saying, "Nah, it's G's."
It was Jed by the time stage 1 came
I'm pretty sure the only
100%.
sniper that isn't GA8 is the one bolt action they use with no attachments.
Now,
Remember
so
they
you
were
got
gonna
the
ban him? They were gonna ban
and
him.
then you got the SPX, but everybody prefers the SPX because it's got a higher one-shot ratio.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they fucking tried to ban snipers at the start of this year, how broken they were, and probably down to the fact that Signal 50 was so fucked.
Mm.
Because it looks and feels like a bolt action, but it's quicker. It's way quicker than a bolt action.
Yeah.
It's got a read chamber
It's
and
got
everything,
a lot
but
of fucking kick on it, but
yeah. You can
it
hit two
shoots
shots.
fast.
You can hit
Well,
two shots.
the snake is now alleged cheater, full
Yeah.
cheater.
Nah, yeah,
So
like,
just not a snake king.
Yeah.
He's a snake
He's just
and cheat
no,
king.
no, no. He's just not a gentleman because you didn't agree to it.
yeah.
Right.
At the end of the day, though, he didn't break any rules. He didn't break
No,
any
he
rules.
didn't
It was a
break
GA.
any rules, but it's a gentleman's agreement, Brad.
Yeah, it's
a
cheese, but it's
rule-
not cheating.
It's like a rule,
Yeah.
but it's not a rule.
It's
Yeah.
exactly the same as a Harold and Kumar line. I don't know if you guys have ever watched it. It's not illegal. It's free under pond, like
Yeah.
masturbating on a plane.
I think it is. I think that's illegal, bro.
Only if you get caught.
All
like
right, moving on. Okay. So this week I've seen a lot of hate against Draza. I just made me want to talk about this topic. Who do you think's the most hated player in the league and the most loved player? Just probably by the fans generally.
Of all time.
Currently of all time, because that's what I asked.
All
Because I
time.
want
All time.
all-timer.
Fuck it. All time.
Both?
Yeah,
I got it. I'll start off. I reckon Aches was the most hated player of all
he's
time.
more hated than Draza for sure.
100%. And I don't see. I want to say, I'm an optic boy. I want to say formal or a scump. I reckon they were loved by the Greenwall community. Both of them were loved by
Which
the
is
Greenwall
also
community.
90% of the COD community.
Exactly.
That's
think
also why Ace is the most hated.
I would stick with Scump because Scump only had, I think it was the shortest time that he moved over to a different team. Then he was back with Optic anyway.
6 days.
But I think Formal left for 6 months or like 4 months or something to Luminosity or some shit.
No,
18
formerly
months, wasn't it?
2 years. He had 2
so-
seasons on the Luminosity.
So I would say that for me, because of that, I would have to say Scump as the most loved.
Yeah. Hard to really go against those two. Ace is
Definitely.
despised by the community, but very well loved by the players.
Oh yeah.
All the previous professionals and all the current professionals speak very, very highly of him, but the community hates him because he had that. He was the
Optic
OG
rivalry.
villain. He
Optic
was the
rivalry.
OG villain. Everybody loved to hate him.
Yeah, but
and
everybody
he,
knew his fucking name, eh?
Yeah,
But
and
you
he
could-
fucking embraced it.
You
And
could
he was
say
good, though. He was a good villain, though.
You could say similar shit about Krim.
Yeah,
People love to hate him.
yeah, 100%.
They loved him and hated him at the exact same time.
I think there's less hate for Krim, though, because he was part of the Optic dynasty, though.
Yeah. But then he moved to Texas, Dallas, and he fucking shat on
Yeah,
Optic.
literally. You could
Yeah.
probably pick both for both of those sides, eh? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
my
and
actually,
the most loved, you can't really. It's hard to go past Scum or even Karma.
yeah,
Karma's
No.
Calm.
very well
Here we
loved
go.
in the community.
I'll let you know a bit about Karma, and he was on a Breaking Point documentary not too long ago.
I did see that pop up. I'm yet to watch that one as well.
He actually came out and said that he was getting a lot of hate by the Optic community.
Were
That
you
was
not
like
there?
towards
Were
the-
you not there?
That was
No,
only
because
towards the end of his community.
No,
Nah, man, he always was a scapegoat,
he was
bro.
he was a scapegoat from day one. So
Yeah.
he was getting a lot of hate because he was a 2-time champion before going there. I think. I'm pretty
Yep.
sure it was 2-time.
Yeah,
Before going to Optic. I'm just trying to remember my facts. From
first
the
3-time
Breaking Point.
champion. First 3-time champion.
Yeah, and it was
I-
2 prior to the Optic dynasty.
Yeah, 2 prior, and then he got in there. So he was a scapegoat. He was a scapegoat from day one,
Yeah.
and they had a lot of hate on him. So yes, I personally loved Karma, but
He had
he
hate
a lot
back
of
in
hate.
the day, but now he's one of the most universally loved in the COD community.
Yeah, universally now, but we're saying
Of
he-
all time, though,
Well,
from
yeah,
now,
but-
right?
but we're trying to say that he did cop a lot of hate, so he can't be.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
can't be the
Scum copped a
most
lot
loved.
of hate in his time as well.
Nah, but Karma got scapegoated for the dynasty.
Karma
man.
got
Yeah.
scapegoated. Name got
Him and Nate
scapegoated.
were the two that got scapegoated for the Optic
It-
teams.
It was literally the Krim and Scump show. They will never fucking talk
Yeah.
shit on. the whole time. It was literally Nade and
So I'm talking about like
No.
now. Like if you look back now, like right at this stage, Karma is one of the most universally loved now.
That's
Of
actually
all time.
actually goes into my point. I think old Clay is one of the most hated players, and then new Clay is one of the most loved players.
yeah,
We all want to see
Yeah.
Clay succeed these days, but back in the
Yep.
day, man, he was like the
I
villain.
fucking hated his guts.
Yeah, he was super villainous. He used to
Every
love being
time,
optic. Fair enough.
every time, yeah, fucking hated him.
One
And
of
he
the
used to
recent
get
ones as well is Slasher. Like not many people like Slasher of late. Like the past 2-3 years, he's become one of the more hated in the community.
He's such a whinger, man.
and
Yeah.
and to go on your
He goes
question,
from
Benny,
going, I hate snaking to I'm playing with a snake. It's the best thing in the world.
to go with your question though, Ben, about Draza,
Yeah,
I personally love to hate him.
yeah, he's a love-hate character. Yeah.
I love to hate him. Like
I would hate to not have him on my team, bro. I'm just saying
I'd
that.
hate to not have him in my team, but I would love to play with him.
Yeah,
Like
I-
I would love that hype he gets because of the hate.
yeah,
He reminds me of Jules.
yeah. He's got a vibe.
Like just the smart assness is like Jules level, where it's like even if you win, you know he's like if you win, you know he's gonna have a smart ass comment. Even if you lose, he's still gonna have that smart ass comment.
I'm just surprised that fucking Benny didn't say TJ Halley.
No, I
No,
don't think
that's
he's. I
how
don't think
he's
he's.
most
For
hated.
some reason, everybody seems to think he's a good player, bro. I'm like the only person. Like,
I think recently though, I think the most hated community was because the most hated in the community is very different to the most hated by the players. Like,
Fucking
two very different.
that's why I
Like,
picked him.
I think Celium of late is one of the most hated, but that's because of the way he exploits games.
Yeah,
I also think fucking you've nailed it before though. I think at the moment Slash is getting a lot of hate from the community.
That's
Because
due to
he-
the fucking
well,
whinging.
but also he's come out and said that to like the Thieves boys especially. I taught you guys how to fucking play
Yeah,
COD, and he got
disgusting.
shut on. It's like
Yeah.
it's things that he shouldn't be saying because he has to be humbleized because they're not going great. They have a good run and then they go shit. Like
Yeah.
they choke. They're the choke artists of this year
and last year.
and last year. But
Especially last year.
they were consistent last year. They're choking a lot more this year.
Yeah, I just feel like
Like,
they.
consistently choking.
Honestly, I thought the team would never break the Champs Curse after that phase team never did it last year. So, just wanted to mention that. Shout out to the LA Thieves. Once again, bro, I gotta give them their
Ah,
flowers, bro.
Bro, look. I'll give him praise as well. I said to you
Next question.
last pod that the only team that probably could do it is Thieves.
Yeah.
Like they just look like it way above everyone else.
Everybody else, yeah. Alright, so boys, who's gonna get the wooden spoon this year? It's an Australian term for who's gonna be at the bottom of the ladder. I love ours.
Roosters.
I love ours. Really? Was that boys?
Did you change that shit after I read it in the
No.
Uh,
No, I was waiting for it to come up again. I was waiting for it to come. It was organic, yeah.
How
How many premierships the Knights have? Come on, how many premierships the Knights have? Don't we have like 18, 20? We just got so many.
Yeah,
I
it's been
forgot.
around a fuck ton longer than we have as
That's right,
well.
strong team, bro. But you guys have Newcastle's
For a salary
Newcastle's had
cap.
the team for quite a while, though. Okay.
Team, we've had a fucking bottom 8 team for a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just saying
yeah,
Newcastle's the newest team. It's not the Titans.
We also don't have money like you guys.
Where's
Yeah,
the
because-
podcast,
because,
boys?
right,
Let's get
Because
back on topic.
we win so much, just like the LA Thieves.
No, we had predominant owners we had money when we were bought by that fucking miner, the owner of the mining thing. I can't remember the fuckhead's name. And then we fucking went down further than the fucking mines into the ground.
All right, back on
Fucking
topic.
mining with the team.
Back on topic
He's
with
crying.
CDL.
He's crying. Your team's bad. It's
Oh,
fine.
but it has been
Just
for
like
a while.
Seattle, Knights suck.
Also, not my team as a player, but Newcastle in A League or the NRL suck. My EPL team have survived relegation, which is nice, thankfully. We'll take that.
Who's your
Bournemouth.
captain? What?
Bournemouth,
Oh,
on a 3-game win streak, 6 points clear of relegation, 4 games in hand. Looking pretty.
All right, who's going to get the wooden spoon in the CDL, though, Cookie?
London, I said that.
Okay. Reaper? There's a tight race between LAG, Florida, and London, man. It's only a
Yeah.
20-point race.
I don't want London to get wooden spooners. I'm gonna say LAG. Los Angeles Grillers.
Austin goes from number 1 in the league last year to the bottom of the league. That's
Yeah,
nuts. What a
that'll be a big story.
Yeah. All right. I'll go with
I mean,
LAG
it happened
too.
with Clay.
Clay wasn't even in the season last year. He wasn't in champs.
Exactly.
We'll
Well, they weren't one in Cold War either, I guess.
Actually, I didn't tell you guys, I titled this podcast, Will the Legion Make It to Vegas? And do you think Clay won't make it to 2 CDL champs in a row?
It's possible.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right, this is the big
Also,
question.
speaking of titles, real quick, Benny. Speaking of titles, what did you call the last podcast? Was it fake major?
Yeah, fake major, yeah.
Ironic.
Does
that mean Champs Coast not technically broken because it was a fake major?
No, there was 12 teams there. It wasn't a CDL
No crowd
year
though.
1. That's all right. We played online.
Optic might have won with Optic.
Let's go,
Optic.
Optic.
No.
go,
Green!
Optic.
Whoa! Green! Whoa! Green!
I'm saying it helped Greyhound win past the teams they beat today at DreamHack.
Cap. They're
Let's
just a good
go,
team.
Optic.
Fun. That's right. These play better when they hear "Let's Go Optic." No cap.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do, bro. They're not scared of "Let's Go Optic," bro. No
It's 'cause the boys still
one's
push to
scared.
be on
If I
Optic.
heard "Let's Go
They're
Optic," bro, I'm
going
going double
B.
as hard. All right. So
They're going B.
talking about Optic and Seattle's poor performance of this major, where's Pred going to go at the end of this season, guys? There's a couple different options for him.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to start with this one?
Yeah, bro.
Go for it.
I say if Optic don't place top 3, or even if they don't win champs, I think that it's a shout that he goes to Optic. If not, there is 2 other teams that he would
Ooh.
drive on.
2 other teams.
Yep.
I know
And-
one. Who's the other one?
One will be FaZe.
Yeah, that's the obvious one for me.
I reckon he'll absolutely be phenomenal for FaZe. And if, well, I can't say it because they're fucking going so great at the moment. But if, okay, this is a big if. If Thieves for some reason fucking nosedive completely, which they're not, but I'm just saying if they nosedive completely, I reckon he'll play outstanding for Thieves as well. I reckon they're the 3 big teams that he would be dying to play for.
Yeah, I think I can see him as LA boy.
But yeah, but I didn't want to say, oh yeah, he's going to go for Kenny or he's going to be for Envoy because I know Benny will be like, don't diss my boys like that.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like,
Don't
fuck
diss my
that.
boys like that, bro. They're the best team. I think even if they don't win champs, they stick this year again. Like,
I think they will. Look,
Yeah.
I think they will, but
they'll run it back.
I think there'll be like a 20% shot that maybe they consider him as a player because we don't know. It could be a 5-man team next year.
Could be 5v5. Why?
I don't think he'll ever go back to 5v5.
We don't know what the fuck's going on with Code at the moment,
I
bro.
will play Black
I
Ops
wouldn't
4
be surprised
5v5
if it's
again.
like fucking 6v6 again.
Mate, Black Ops 4. I would play Black Ops 4 5v5 over pretty much any COD that's come out in the last 3 years.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Like, you don't know what's going to be coming out with the next COD. It could be something ridiculous. It could be 3v3. I don't know. They're going to be doing some fucking dog shit.
They'll be in cars as well. It'll be called Rocket Duty.
Fuck. All right, let's do our fantasy teams of the week.
Do you have someone for that one, Benny? Because I've actually got a couple of hot takes for that. For where Pred ends up.
I think you guys said everything really. Yeah, go for it. Go for a hot take.
So for me, the only for me the only team out of those 3 that I think would pick up Pred would be FaZe, and that's only if they do really, really badly towards champs. I think
Who's getting dropped?
Slasher,
Nah, that's actually getting dropped.
they'll move Simp to a flex,
You
and
see what
they'll have
Slasher
a
did this
BZ Pred.
weekend? Abizi and Slasher had a fucking weekend, bro.
No. Don't get me wrong, but you can't like one.
Out of
weekend
that
isn't
team,
the whole
who you
fucking
dropping?
year.
It was sick.
Slasher.
He was sick of the all week last week, and then he just turns up at the major. I just don't.
Okay, what about the
he's
other
good.
2
He's a good
fucking
player.
weeks
I
in the
must hate
stage?
him. I think Simp has been the weakest link in this team so far.
Actually, to be fair,
Sure.
I do agree with you. I think Simp.
But I
has
don't
been
think
weak.
they
It's
break up
weird
the
to
Tony
say
Terrace.
that. I don't think they break up anyone in that team. I think that team keeps going, bro. I just don't see
To me,
why.
it goes on champs placements.
Yeah, I just think that these teams are top 3, and I think Optic is the only ones I see out of the top 3 changing.
For me, it'd be FaZe or Optic, and it comes down to champs placements if those 2 break up. Like if your top three is Thieves, Optic, FaZe, I don't think any of those three teams break up. But if one of them gets like top 6, definitely a chance of breaking up.
Wait. You just said Thieves, Optic, FaZe. So you thinking FaZe is going to win the champs?
No.
they're in
That was
contention.
my order. I think Thieves will
3,
win,
2, 1?
Optic will get second,
Ah,
FaZe will be third.
Yeah.
They're we'll do a tier list next week, but they're my S and A tier right there. That's my S and A
Yeah.
tier. Everyone else is below that.
But for me, depends
I think there's 2
on
teams.
the
left.
2 teams that come in. See, London's going to Madrid. I think Spain.
We don't know.
anyway.
We don't know yet, but we're probably going to get maybe
Very,
2
very
new
high
teams.
chance going to Spain, depending on who buys that Spain spot. You might get, if it's like what Paris was in their first year, where they don't invest as much money, they might go full Spanish roster. But if they want to invest money, say if it's like Barcelona or Real Madrid that's bought it, we don't know. There's possibly a lot of money behind it. They might throw a bag at Pred. Same goes for whoever buys LAG. If you get one of the other big organizations in NA, like say Cloud9 buys it, for instance, they've been in the COD ecosystem before. G2 have been in the COD ecosystem before. They go, Pred, here's 500k. We're going to build a team around you. Who'd not jump at that?
Pred, who wants to have I feel like he wants to have a career after this is all over.
Yeah, and that's why I think he wants to go to Optic, because he wants to have the
That's
career
only if he
behind
gets
him.
an offer.
He's a personality, bro. He's a personality.
That's only if he gets an offer.
I personally think he will get an offer
Yeah.
from Optic.
I think Optic will
do.
be dropping the bag. He's their new scum. He is
I think
talented and
that's-
so
I
Shots
think-
is the
entertaining.
new scum.
Nah, bro, I'm
Shots is the
telling
new-
you.
Shotzi's a new scum, but I think they will be dropping the bag just to try and form another Team 2P.
All I'm saying is that there is a very high
At the end.
possibility
Right.
one of these 2 new teams that come in will
Mm.
be like, these 3 teams are locked up. We're not going to try for any of the superstars on these 3 teams. Hydra's on a 3-year contract. We know that he's been given the bag in New York. Who else is there that you can be like, here's the bag, you're off contract. We're going to build a fucking gun team around you that you want. We'll go in there, we'll go hand in hand with you. You want someone from one of these other teams that might not be in the top 3 teams that we know you play well with, that is a good player. For instance, we know he goes with Donny Temp quite a bit in content. They're like, okay, you want Donny Temp? We'll try to get Donny Temp as well. You go, okay, you want Attach as well? We'll try to get Attach. Or someone else like that. You're telling me if their organization behind them is a very well-respected and well-known organization in the esports community, that he might not do it if he hasn't got an offer from any of the other 3 teams?
My question is, do they know COD though, Cookie? Do they know COD? Do you reckon they can get to know COD quickly?
Who knows? They might be like, hey, we'll go get a GM that's a old COD pro.
In my opinion, right, the top 3 teams in the league right now are all COD focused, have been for years, bro, and there's a reason for it. Right, you got Toronto, who they've set up a really good camp. You can tell they know about it. They've got must have good
Toronto's
heads.
top 3?
No, I'm saying Toronto is a good organization who has proven to be good over the years. I'm
That's
just saying
fair.
the top 3 consistent teams over the last 3 years have been Thieves. Of 2 to 3 years, right? Thieves. Give them the Cold War year, right? Sure, give them the Cold War. They were figuring shit out, but then you go straight into the Vanguard year, bro. They pull the shit together, bro. They know what they're doing. FaZe and Optic.
Okay, hear me out. Those 3 teams you've just named then, Toronto, Optic, Thieves, right?
No, FaZe.
How many-
FaZe, Optic, Thieves. Like OG
FaZe,
brands,
Optic,
yeah.
Thieves. Okay, yeah.
Legacy
Of those
teams.
3, how many of those have top teams in other games as well?
The Thieves have had teams up to like top teams in other games.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
So
not to the winning level, bro. Optic had
Optic-
Envy come together, so that's cheating, bro.
Optic had.
Yes. Okay.
Valorant.
We'll count
Wait,
Optic out. FaZe, they had the number 1 team in CS:GO while they were the number 1 team in Cold War Vanguard.
No. But Optic had the best team in Valorant in 2022.
Yeah, I know, but they
That
inherited
is
that from
true.
Envy.
Yeah, technically true as well. But they've also had, while they were top, the year they won Infinite Warfare, they'd won Boston Major.
Yes, but they've been consistently good at CS:GO as they are at Call of Duty.
Yes.
You really think so? On the same level.
Sorry, I said yes before you finished
FaZe
that
has.
sentence, sorry.
I reckon FaZe has more world championships in Call of Duty than they do in esports.
Disagree.
Okay.
They've got more trophies
World
in
championship?
CS. There's no
Yeah.
technical world championship. There's majors. in
Yeah, no,
CS.
but world championships, bro.
Majors are world
Yeah,
championships.
but
I'd say,
they
yes.
have what? FaZe has 2 world championships under their banner in COD, I'm pretty sure.
They've got in CS. They've got about 6 to 7 trophies.
Yeah, okay, but like FaZe was winning all Cold War year. And we're not even talking about the rest of their history.
You got to remember, in CS, there's no world championships. They're majors.
Yeah, I know, but I'm telling you, man, like, I just think that, like, their roots are in COD, and I'm not saying they can't succeed outside.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking G2 is going to have to work if they wanted to get a spot in COD and make it
I'm
successful.
more saying that these top
For $50 million,
organizations-
what is it, $30 million as well, for $30 million.
Yeah, hear me out. What I'm saying is, though, if a top esports organization, like tippity top of the fucking pyramid, that top 0.5% in esports organizations, where they know how to win championships in other games as well, they've brought it in. They did it with 100 Thieves in, like, their first championship came from LoL, remember, not from COD.
No, I completely understand, right? I completely understand.
They know then how to win these championships. They would set up a division for the game where they would then I know I'm not saying G2 in particular, they're just my example more than anything right now. A top esports organization would come in, they'd be like, okay, we're gonna hire a GM, or I can't remember what they called Papa Smithy for 100T in LoL. I think it was a director of LoL or something like that, manager of LoL, along those lines anyway, where they get a professional, ex-professional player to come in, run the division. Generally, the top teams will get an ex-world champion.
Look, I'm with you, right? I see what your point is, right? But my question is, why the CDL? Why the $30 million buy-in? Why such a fucking risk? There's no way the top team's going to get into it.
I don't think LAG sells their spot for 30 mil.
Yeah, but I don't think they sell it for 20 either. I think they sell it for, like, in between that still, man.
Yeah, I'd say the max they'd be able to sell for is 10 mil.
I don't think that's true, man. You're
think
telling me
they sell for more?
the Kronk sports company wants to lose over $10 million on a CDL spot?
I don't think they'll have a choice. The CDL will be like, this is, if they're going more off offers rather than actual, like, what do they call it for fucking house? When they do auctions.
Do you genuinely think?
Do
Do you think it's the best bet to go into an G2 to go into an esport they've barely had a foot in before, and with a $30 million price tag?
I mean, if it's going to be something along the lines of
Even 10
the
million.
CDL,
It's $10 million risk, really, for the CDL. COD's not even that big of an esport, bro.
it could be other than G2. You look at C9; they've been in it.
Yeah, I know, but okay, I'll give you C9. I'll give you C9, right?
And C9 have got the money behind them.
Okay, yeah, but like, have C9 haven't won any like massive world championships in COD before.
No, that is true.
They've
But
been competitive. They've had great teams.
They are the number one NA team for League of Legends. They know how to build a
It just seems a big risk, right, money-wise, to just have a translation. They need to really have a plan come together. I just don't see big teams moving into the CDL at this point, and the economy especially.
I think there's chances of organizations to move in if they've got a high-profile backer.
Maybe maybe high-profile backer, maybe 2 teams moving in together, but I just don't see...
Yeah, that's a very possibility as well.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 teams merge.
For a CDL spot, I can see it, man.
I know there has been a couple of talks of added buys into some of the other NA organizations of like professional players, like NBA players and MLB players.
Yeah.
So if that happens, there is a chance, for sure. Especially like you look at how many of the fucking NBA players nowadays play COD. Like so many of them are like, oh, yeah, my spare time I play COD.
Yeah, it's
like, how
weird.
many of them say that?
It's
So
weird.
many of them fucking say that now.
Yeah.
I could definitely see it if that happens. Like if you get a NA organization that has a major backer that is a top player in one of the major sports, and they want to branch into COD because they are the major backer, I can see it happening for sure. It's a possibility.
It's a
Like,
possibility,
well,
but like I just don't, man. It's too risky of a play, man. In my opinion, I wouldn't.
I mean,
wouldn't invest
investing in
money
an
into the CDL
esports
right now.
organization to begin with is
I know,
risky.
but like, if you're investing singularly in a CDL team, then bro, I think you could spend your money on better esports teams, full stop, or spend your money wisely in other esports, full stop.
The only other one would be VCT, like the Valorant Championships Tour.
You don't think investing your money in CS:GO right now would be probably better?
That's different. So there's no buy-in for CS:GO.
Yeah, but they're still got to invest money in players, coaches,
Yeah,
facilities.
yeah.
But
More
you know what I mean?
money-
There's no buy-in, right? So it's a better
Yeah.
investment, is what you're telling me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I just don't see the CDL being viable for anybody but rich, like
That's
people that aren't into
where-
esports.
But that's where, in general, this whole structure for me fails.
Yeah.
Of the franchise. That's where that entire franchise part fails for me.
All right, look, we're gonna spiral. We
Yeah.
spiral. Reaper hasn't said a word in about 10 hours.
He wasn't there for 9 of those 10 hours.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna quickly go over my fantasy teams, and we'll get the fuck out of here. These are my fantasy teams for the week.
Big
Oh,
one,
not for the
yeah,
week.
actually.
This is my fantasy teams previously. We got Celian, who got he choked out third and didn't get that many points, honestly. Considering Celium numbers, you know, Standy, almost 400 points. Good from him. Expected better out of the major. Hixie had a really poor performance at the major. Definitely some questions around him at the moment. But I expected him to make a bigger run and he didn't. But the MVP, the boy, free cash money from Ghosty, bro. You know, fucking Draza.
Ghosty? Oh.
Draza.
Yeah, my bad.
Got the free cash money from Ghosty, man. Free bag. That's free bag for Draza, man. Free bag. But that was my pick for last week, boys. Shall I go over my picks for this week?
Yeah, may as well. You sharing.
Oh,
Might as
yeah.
well. Fuck it.
Alright, fuck. Go full screen
As
then.
you said, Ruben, it takes a couple of minutes.
Alright,
Yeah, that's
I heard Takrob saying that they've balanced more of these prices a bit more.
They
so you know
haven't.
more. Yeah, it doesn't.
They haven't.
Balanced it higher towards the $10 region.
A lot more higher towards $10.
Alright, we'll go back to the captain. Oh no, we should pick captain first because we should put a good bit of money on the captain. I think personally, he probably should be the most expensive player on the team because he should be technically putting down the most numbers. You know. Fuck, it's hard to pick past Octane right now. You know what I mean?
He's a tenner.
$10 though. You know what I mean? So
He's a tenner.
we're gonna pick
Yeah,
TJ
it's
Halley
not-
as our captain. All right.
not showing up for me on your screen.
Oh, isn't it? I've got it streaming. I'll tell you how I'm going.
The drop down part's not showing up for me.
Oh,
anymore.
really? That's fucking nuts. Okay, well that's okay. We got Kremp for $7. I think that's a pretty good pick. I might, because you have to go high pick. I'm gonna get Pred. I'm gonna get Pred for $9 as my first pick. He should be dropping some numbers, and hopefully the Seattle can make a run. Hopefully, we'll wait and see. Maybe Pred's a bad option. I'm already regretting that pick. Actually, you know what? Hydra. Let's hope. No, Hydra's gonna drop numbers. You know,
What, not
Hydra's gonna drop numbers, right? And also, I'm pretty sure they're on the up. So I reckon they're guaranteed a spot. That's pretty high in the.
So
Now,
he's a sec pick.
true. Oh, true. All right. I'm gonna pick a cheap pick. But he had a decent to good split. Hopefully this one pays off. I'm gonna go with Priester. I know it's from the same team. I'm praying the subliners have a good run. But he had a good major, man. Like this weekend really showed something for the New York subliners that I'm putting enough faith in them to get a solid placing and have good numbers. So I'm gonna go with Priester. Just trying to think, man. Like it feels like all these players at the bottom here are just like, apart from, you know, like Priester, you know what I mean? I actually don't understand quite why Priester's down this low, but these other
Probably
players,
because of
man.
like how many points they scored.
Especially because I've already picked $9. Look at I don't have much left to go, boys.
$11 left.
$11. There's not much to pick from. I might have more time here. All right, I'm gonna go accuracy. He had a good stage. Hopefully he can keep going forward. He's a bit cheaper than Pred too, so hopefully he can keep up that end of year slating he's got going on. And I got $5 left, so I got to pick another $5 candidate.
There's no $4 ones anymore.
There is $4, but I'm gonna spend $25, right?
You can change into a $10 one. Go Octane.
You know what? Actually, I've actually changed my mind. I'm going to go Joe DeSeves for $6 over accuracy.
Oh,
Because
okay.
he's going to be... hopefully he has a good major. He just tries to show off and get a couple kills and place well. This is really fucking hard. I still got $5, don't I? I'm going to go a seam. I'm going to go a seam, bro. Fuck, I might change that later, boys. All right, please stop looking at my screen. That felt horrible.
Lock it in.
Nah. I'll come back. I'm coming back. I'm going to think. I'm having to think. I have to think. This is a horrible team.
Now, Rick, do you want to do yours? Because you already had yours done, didn't you?
Well, I haven't fully I haven't pressed select on the team. I've done them before this, but I'm a bit like 50-50 on a few. So this was my team from last week. I've got Simp as captain. I should have put fucking Octane as captain.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah.
I had a Sim. I don't know why he picked a Sim. He's fucking been playing dog shit. He's got 236
I think he's
points.
just on a dog
Fucking
shit team. I don't think he's a
Kremp had more fucking points than him. So
Hey,
yeah,
Krem,
that's my
Krem,
team.
you got money out of Krem considering you
But-
didn't actually pick him originally.
No, exactly. So that's my team for this for the last major. This is my team now. I've already got it pre-selected. So I've got Draza as my captain.
I can't see that.
Okay,
far.
Drowser is captain. Yeah, can you control your scroll? Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.
So I've got Draza as my captain.
Uh-huh.
I got Priesthood for a 5-er. I got Bance because if Rocker pull through, they're gonna have to fucking play well, and they don't have as hard as a run as Vegas. So I think they do pull further. And I got Kremp again because I think Kremp is playing good. So
Okay,
that hits my $25.
interesting.
I personally think Draz is going to play out of his skin. Now he's had his shit talking done, and I reckon they're on the up and up. And I think they're still
He
gonna
is just
play-
like Jules. As soon as the shit talking comes out, he plays better.
So I think he's going to give me points this week. I just couldn't put anyone at $10. Like I would have put
Only
Octane
Dashy and
or
Octane $10.
Dashy, but.
Uh,
To try and do that, I could potentially put a $6 player in, which would have been probably Beans instead of.
there's no way Mac is worth $6.
I know. I probably would have put Beans there and then picked another 5-er, which would have probably been Temp, but that's my team. I think. But yeah, that is me. And what is you, Cook?
Alright. I will share my screen. So for me, last major wasn't great. Ghosty, I picked the right captain out of my team at least. Ghosty did me pretty good with 540. Yuli and Nasty, definitely not worth the money. And Standy did alright for $5 player, getting almost $400. 400 points. So can't complain too much with Ghosty and Standy for what they were worth. The rest can suck a dick. Now, for this stage, when it loads for me, I have yet to look, but to start with, I want to do my captain first. I'm going to go Jodeci for $6 because it's very similar reasons to what Benny said. I just have a feeling he's going to do very well.
I think it's like try to show why he deserves to be in the league next year.
Yeah. I think no matter how bad LAG, he's very similar to Predator in a way where it's like no matter how bad the team's doing, he will still do well. Now, outside of that, for others, I'm going to say Vance, because very similar reasons for you, Rip. I think Rocker will bounce back this stage. They've got a bit of an easier stage. I think Vance will be the forefront for this team to bounce back. And for a last one, I'm going to go Skies. Because Skies has been pretty consistent for New York, no matter how bad, when they had the crappier stadium, when they've got a good stage, Skies is generally always popping off New York. That leaves me with $8 for my captain, and I'm going to click on Simp for that because I believe he'll have a bounce back stage. As you said earlier in the podcast, Benny Simp's been probably the worst player on phase currently. He's bound to bounce back at some point. He always does. And I think it's coming into champs right now. Will be when he bounces back.
Yeah, you make an interesting thing. So I've swapped my picks. I'm telling you guys that fucking.
Shock.
Sorry, yeah, that was a horrible team. Actually, I did go with you on the Bants though, Cookie. Just to quickly say that.
Actually, sorry. I'm going to change my Skies pick to Reese Vivid.
Okay.
Because now Vivid's coming back in. I think he'll be like, fucking time to shine. Let's go. And then I'll put Pred as my captain.
Yeah, that's a solid pick. Actually, that's a solid shout. Mine's more the fact that I don't think
Submitted.
I was going to put Pred as my number one. That's actually what I changed it to. But then I thought, is he going to have a good major? I don't know what's going on with that team. So I picked somebody who's been performing all year, honestly. And I don't. He's only $8, so I'm going to pick a Beezy as my captain. I got
That's a
Beans
solid
here.
pick as well, to be
Beans
fair.
here is $6. Bance at 4, and I'm going to put Envoy in at the bottom here at $7.
Yes, I just realized I've done 4 SMGs, so this should be interesting.
So that's what I'm going to go with now. I've had actual think about it and look. The prices is just I didn't expect them to be
So high.
so spread. Yeah,
It's so much more expensive now.
yeah.
For the
Honestly,
solid-
you
for the
have to
solid
pick
players,
Super
they're
Fit.
going high.
Yeah,
you have to
it's
pick.
worth it is the $8, $9, $10, which makes it fucking difficult for anything else.
Are we all fucking
I've submitted.
submitting? Alright,
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
it. YOLO this thing.
So in finish off, you had who did you have Benny to finish off?
I had a Beezy, Beans, Bance, and Envoy.
And I had Pred, Joe, Deceives, Bance, and Vivid, and Reap to finish off. You had
Draza, Priester, Bance, and Crimp.
That's a good team. Fucking team. I'm actually up on Reapers right now. That's a good fucking team.
yeah. You're the only one that's gone 2-2 split.
Yeah.
Yep. 2-2 split.
I
And
can't believe I've done 4 fucking SMGs. I'm so stupid.
I've spread over 4 teams.
Yeah, so
I
right,
hope-
actually, that's a first.
I've
And I'm
hopefully
picked one from any of the top 3 teams.
Bance is
I
cheap,
picked-
bro. Bance is...
I picked 2 from the top 4 teams and a potential top 4 team if they fucking
Are
perform.
we saying Ultra's 4th for top 4?
Nah, because I got LA Thieves.
Yep.
I've got New York. I got
Okay, yep, New York. Yeah, no, that's
Rock,
fair.
I got Rocker and I got Boston.
Yeah, so if we put what we'd say Toronto's 5th, then probably.
No, yeah,
Roughly,
No.
yeah, 5th, 6th kind of thing.
yeah.
I've not put anybody from the top 5 or 6. I am fucking chalked.
Jesus.
I've done Seattle, LAG, Rocker, and Boston.
That's seriously the reason. That's
I'm
seriously the
fucking
reason I picked the
chalked.
Beezy and Envoy because I know they're gonna make it. Beans is an outside pick. It was only $6 though, you know. So
That's why I picked Priester because they came top 4. And
Yeah.
I picked Draza, which won the fucking comp.
yeah,
I think between Seattle,
Cramp-
Rocker, and
Cramp-
Breach, one of them will get top 4 this major.
I reckon Cramp, even if they don't fucking go well, he's been pulling in some points.
yeah.
So-
I'm going to say it now. Breach my dark horse. I think they'll have Kremp has gotten used to it now. Ben will be wanting to bounce back, and I think Vivid, now that he's back in the team, he'll be dangerous.
I think it's gonna be interesting next year with Boston Breach if they kind of stick a bit.
If they don't keep the main 3 of Kremp, Awakening, and Beans, I think I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they got a thing going there. You know?
Yeah, and you got the 2 young stars which have shown potential. Like Kremp's shown
And
potential,
Brad.
Beans has shown potential, and then Awakening's just a genuine superstar.
Yeah.
Boston,
I'd love to.
Red.
I'd love to see I would love to see like a
I
classic
don't know the
come
money.
onto this team. But obviously, Awakening we have to go back to SMG. But I'd love to see like an old gun that can teach players how to play. Maybe Arcitys.
Yeah.
No, hear me out. Boston's second SMG, because they need that dirty dog. Prestini.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, OG player coming in.
And he was always that dirty roll SMG too. Like he was
Like
one
Kremp
sitting on
Fly.
point.
Let Kremp
Yep.
absolutely fly.
I can see it. And they wouldn't be a big bag they'd have to drop on him either.
No, 100%. Alrighty, I think that wraps up our podcast, boys. We've been going for 2 hours. It is a major weekend, and you know, LA Thieves are the best team in the world yet again. Does exactly where they deserve to
Okay,
be.
good night, lads. On that note,
Oh, sorry. Did you say something, Benny?
Yeah,
My head's
yeah,
like-
yeah. I would have to. I would have to tune out as well if my team lost to your team.
Ben, you're breaking up.
Thanks for tuning into the IGL
lagging a bit there, are
podcast.
you, Benny?
So yeah, thanks for tuning into the LA Thieves podcast. It's been a cracker episode, and I'm excited to hear what Cookie sees actually on the next podcast when he does a little DreamHack review again next week.
Oh, next week.
Yeah,
Okay.
next week.
Oh,
I'm
because
excited.
we'll have fucking Major 5 getting ready. or
Major
Stage
5 to get ready. We're gonna hopefully do a tier list next week.
Mm.
That'll be good. Otherwise, boys,
Ultra messy.
can't wait. I'm happy.
Ultras.
See you guys on Tuesday. Eh?
Peace.
Big love.